Cannon Furniture. That's where we are. There we go. Helps to plug in the mic. We're live at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabeth on this gorgeous Tuesday, April the 25th. Show number 1843. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. We're going to be joined by Kristen coming up. They just came back from the furniture show over in North Carolina. A lot of new things to tell us about from Cannon Furniture. We have right here behind us, they've got another one for 2023, but here it is, 2022. Best Furniture Store, Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings from the Elizabeth and Star Readership. They've got one also from the Johnson City Press. The Carter County readers of the Johnson City Press voted the best furniture store. Why would you not? It's awesome. It's a mom and pop operation here in downtown Elizabeth. They've been here for years and years and years. You know the saying, be loyal, buy local, and buy it in Betsy. Or be loyal and buy local, and just buy it local. Support our local. Forget the chains. Support our local mom and pop businesses. In this case, it would be Cannon's Furniture here in downtown Elizabeth. And so 2 floors full of all kinds of goodies. Adrian's here. He's going to join us later in the show. Kristen's going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. Tanner Cook will stop by phone. Sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. He'll join us coming up here in a little while, in a few minutes. Also later on, Greg Sire will be coming in normally on Wednesday, but he's coming today. He'll be here talking Major League Baseball. Lots going on in the bigs. Spencer Strider last night making history for the Atlanta Braves. We'll tell you all about that. Also got the young man Cano, from the Baltimore Orioles. He had a pretty big night last night, and so we'll run down Major League Baseball and find out what's going on with Greg. He's our resident Major League Baseball expert. Tanner joins us coming up here in a few minutes talking high school sports and, in particular, high school track and field. So it is a busy time for that. Last night, our broadcast, 6-5 in 8 innings. It was Mr. Buckles with a walk-off, bases-loaded walk to beat Morristown East in 8 innings, 6-5 on a cool night last night down to the river. And so the Cyclones now 12-11 on the season. And, of course, big game today. We'll take a look at Major League high school baseball and softball coming up. They got a huge game tonight at Sullivan East and another big one on Thursday at Volunteer. Wrapping up the regular season. Tournament starts next week. It's hard to believe. And so we've got baseball next week. Softball Monday, senior night, the Lady Cyclones in Cherokee. And we'll have that for you. We'll stream that one. So 'tis the season. We're going to be doing some, I think, soccer in the playoffs as well. So we've got a lot going on as the spring sports unbelievably are beginning to wrap up. Tournament time right around the corner. And, you're looking the 26th. We're talking less than a month now. School's out for 2023. So it is here. And so we're winding things down. We'll take a break. We'll get a start of the national anthem. And we'll do that with, again, Lauren and the boys from the Kingdom Heirs, gracious enough to record this, and can't thank them enough for that. So they came along and recorded the national anthem by the Kingdom Heirs, and here it is. And we'll take our first look. We'll take a look at some high school baseball, softball, and soccer. Our first segment coming up, and then Kristen joins us here in a few minutes as well. We're live at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabeth, and tomorrow, Northeast Community Credit Union. Thursday, we got a Park It for a Day. Then Friday at a Food City on the Food City Friday coming up then. So here it is, and here they are, the Kingdom Heirs on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back on the Tom Daly Sports Show, our first segment, of course, as we said, will be and is high school baseball. Starting with our game last night, Mr. Buckles drew a bases-loaded walk to score courtesy runner Andrew Barnett and give the Cyclones that walk-off victory in 8 innings last night. Again, Bugs Meadows led Elizabethton, one of our players of the game. Well, the Port Travis Deli player of the game was Bugs Meadows and J.D. Hooks and Mr. Buckles, of course. And so it was Bugs Meadows, 3 for 4 getting on base before Barnett came in to run for him. Caleb Hamrick had 2 hits. Actually, that's not correct. No, let's see. I'd have to go back. I don't bring my book with me. I don't think that's correct. But anyway, Bugs 3 for 4 at the plate. Caleb Hamrick 2 hits. Jack Ferris and J.D. Hooks each drove in a couple of runs. Ethan Shockley went 3 for 3 and scored twice to lead Morristown East in that ball game. Cyclones win at 6-5 at 8. On the softball side of things, it was a run rule outing by the Elizabethton Lady Cyclones over Science Hill, 10-0. Lily McDuffie, only 4 hits in the Lady Cyclones shutout of the Lady Toppers. Ember Jensen, a pair of doubles and drove in 3. Kennedy Harris had 2 hits. That would be her daddy who sang just a few minutes ago, Lauren from the Kingdom Bears. Kennedy Harris had 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Maylee Ingram, the Roadrunner, Emma O'Quinn, Molly Johnson, and Lana Ward all had 2 hits. Elizabethton had 16 hits overall. It was a 10-0 shellacking of Science Hill in the run rule last night. Again in softball. Let's go to baseball. We'll come back to softball in a second. Baseball, Cooper. Well, first off, let's go with the Science Hill Hilltoppers back in the win column. 10-0 over Crockett on Monday. Took, 78 minutes to finish that one out. Nate Connor, 2-hit shutout, got the win. Jackson Berry, 3 for 3, 2-run homer. 2 hits for a single and a triple. He went 3 for 3 in that game. I remember Jackson Berry. He's a little feller. He's now all grown up and he can play. Jake Bedard went 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And Connor, the pitcher, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. For Crockett in a losing cause, 2 hits. The 2 hits were a single by Jake Fox and a triple by Isaac Cook, and that was it. So Science Hill wins at 10-0. Other ball games, Dobbins beat Westridge 4-1. Tanner Kilgore went 2 for 3 with a double, and Tegan Begley drove in 2 as the Indians topped the Wolves. Caden Maynor, 6 hits, struck out 7 for the win for DB. Drew Hoover, 10 strikeouts. This kid is the real deal going to East Tennessee State next year. Drew Hoover, 10 strikeouts. He was 2 for 2 at the plate. Carson Tate also had 2 hits and drove in Westridge's only run last night in baseball. University High 8-7 win over Gate City in 8 innings at ETSU Stadium last night. Cooper Stevenson had a walk-off single to score Ben Painter for University High to win at 8-7 in 8 innings, an extra inning affair. Stevenson, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. River Kendall, you got to like that name. River Kendall, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And Garrett Gentry also had 2 hits for University High in that win last night over Gate City. Tennessee High, all over Volunteer, 12-1. They are the real deal. They can play. Saw them last week, and they're the deal. Andrew Dingus drove in 3. Evan Mutter scored 3 times. Gage Graziano ended with 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Logan Tudor also had a solo shot and a double. They played that one at Haynesville Park in Bristol, and Tennessee High wins it going away. Final score 12-1. Other games, Sullivan East in baseball beat Unicoi County 1-0. Tyson Mitchell struck out 9 and a 3-hit shutout. Connor McCormick had 2 hits and drove in Jonathan Beach for the game's only run for Sullivan East or Unicoi County. Lucas Slagle, only 4 hits and a run given up. He had a heck of a pitching matchup, but took the loss. Sullivan East beats Unicoi County 1-0 in high school baseball. West Green over Happy Valley 10-8. Let's see. Drew Blevins had 2 RBIs, scored twice. Lead off batter Dakota Graham was beaned 4 times. Man, you got to know it's a bad day at the office. You get hit 4 times in a ball game. Hit by pitch 4 times. At some point, you got to go, is this intentional? 4 times. Dakota Graham got beaned. Scored twice out of those 4 times. Tucker Shown, we know Tucker's a bull rider when he's not playing baseball. Shown reached base 3 times for Happy Valley. He loses to West Green 10-8. Claiborne over Cherokee 12-5. You also had in baseball, let's see, for that game, Claiborne Bulldogs scored 8 runs over the final 2 innings to beat Cherokee. Tyler Myatt and Joseph Hauser each homered and drove in 4 for Claiborne. In a win 12-5 over Cherokee. Chiefs were led by Jake Elliott, who went 3 for 4 for Cherokee. All right, softball, let's take a look at some other games. Crockett beat Greenville in softball 8-5. Avery Hope had a 2-run shot, scored twice for the Lady Pioneers victory. Carly Honeycutt had 2 hits, and Lexi Hawkins finished with 2 RBIs. For Greenville, Lydia Darnell had a home run, a double, and 4 RBIs to lead Greenville, but they lose it. Crockett beats them 8-3 in Greenville. Tennessee High over Cherokee 18-6 in softball. Lily Ware, 2-run shot, drove in 4 to lead the Lady Vikings to the 6-inning win. Maddie Hall was 3 for 5 with Tennessee High with a pair of doubles, 4 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Big night for Matty Hall. Other games, you had Johnson County losing 9-4 to Ashe County. Hannah Fritz went 3 for 4 for Johnson County for the Lady Longhorns. A homer, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored to lead Johnson County. Unaka beat South Green in softball 5-1. Trinity Bowers went 3 for 4 at the plate. Lindy Ramsey had 2 hits and drove in 2. To lead the Lady Rangers over the Lady Rebels, Jill Faust, Kylie Blevins, Haley Gilman, and Gracie Stout all had 2 hits. Unaka had 16 hits all told for the Lady Rangers. And then in one soccer match to tell you about, it was Volunteer beating West Ridge 1-0. Cameron Cox, this guy's the real deal. He can play. I've not seen him play, but I've read a lot about him. Cameron Cox got the lone goal, and that one's a Volunteer. He is a very, very good soccer player, to say the least. And that's what's going on. That is what has happened in soccer and baseball and softball. Let's take a look at the games today in baseball. Daniel Boone at Science Hill tonight. Westridge at Crockett. Everybody playing for seeding now. That nobody wants to play in that play-in game in either the Big Five or the upper legs. It'll be 4 versus 5 next week to start the tournament in that one-game elimination game. Everybody's trying to avoid that. Boone at Science Hill, Westridge at Crockett. Elizabeth in the upper legs will be at Sullivan East in the 5 o'clock first pitch. Volunteer at Unicoi County tonight. You have South Green baseball at Happy Valley. Chucky Doak at the Kings Academy. West Green at North Green. Morristown West at University High. And Hampton, the Bulldogs, will play at the FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Flames. I'm not sure where their own field is, but they'll play there tonight at 5:30. In softball for today, Science Hill, Crockett, Daniel Boone at Westridge, 2 biggies there in the Big Five. Tennessee High at Volunteer, Unicoi County at Sullivan East, those are biggies. Lady Cyclones, a non-conference game at Johnson County, 5:30 first pitch. South Green at Chucky Doak. Happy Valley hosting Tri-Cities Christian. Hampton Lady Bulldogs will take on University High. And Unaka, the Lady Rangers, hosting North Green on a 5 o'clock first pitch there. All right, you look at soccer tonight, a biggie, huge. First place, District 1 AA, Elizabethan at Greenville. You know how that goes. It can be tiddlywinks, it can be soccer, it can be anything. When one team is orange and black and the other team is green and white, it's going to be intense. Elizabethan at Greenville tonight at soccer at 6 o'clock. Sullivan East will be at Volunteer. Tennessee High soccer at Unicoi County. And West Green will be at University High. That's a look at high school baseball, softball, and soccer here on this Tuesday as we're live here again at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabethton. We'll take a break, come right back, and she's here ready to join us. That would be Kristen from the Cannon Furniture family. They've been to market. Got a lot of new things to tell you about, so we'll let her do that. We won't steal her thunder. We'll do that right after this from Big John's Closeouts. And here's our buddy Mike Barnett. Here's one for him, from him, I should say, from Big John's Closeouts on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tell us about that.
Well, Ready Seal is a new product that we just put in probably about 2 months ago. And it is a exterior stain and sealer, much like you find with Olympic or Cabot. But the unique thing about the Ready Seal stain and sealer is that it's pretty much goof proof. You don't have to worry about laps, runs, streaks. You don't have to back brush it as far as that goes. It doesn't crack, peel, or whatever. And it's pretty much waterproof after just a few minutes. You know, a lot of times when you get into staining projects in the spring or summer, you're always looking at the sky to see if these random thunderstorms are coming. And with a lot of your stain product, it can really mess up your finish, you know, on that when it gets wet. But within about 5, 10, 15 minutes of putting out Ready Seal, it can rain on it and it won't affect it whatsoever. Also, it can be put on about any temperature. It can be put on in direct sunlight, you know, as far as that goes. So you don't have to try to find shady spots to try to work to, and then the sun comes out and it's drying way too fast and you're starting to get all these, you know, roller and lap marks and stuff where it's drying faster than you want it to. With this product, you don't have to worry with it. And you've got a lot of, and you can show our fans and friends there, there's a lot of different colors, and we stock pretty much all of the colors that you see there in gallons and also in 5 gallons. So, you know, we've got what you need. We've got the application products with Worcester and brushes and rollers and other things of that nature, you know, that is American-made products that also at the store to help you finish your product. And it's, you know, we've already had some feedback from a number of customers, and they're extremely pleased with the fact that they don't have to worry about the finish being marred by these runs, streaks, and lap marks.
You have natural, pecan, dark walnut, mahogany, redwood, natural cedar, burnt hickory, and mission brown to choose from. Of course, The camera here doesn't do it justice. You need to go in there and check it out for yourself. It's called the Ready Seal Goof Proof, available again at Big John's Closeouts. And so early results back in. Folks are tickled with it, aren't they?
Oh, yes. We had one customer that's been a very good customer of ours, and the people he was using to do a lot of his fencing and stuff of that nature, they were always having to go back over and try to brush up their streaks and their lap marks and their runs and stuff of that nature. He's bought at least 2 or 3 5-gallons from us. After he'd done the first 5-gallon, he come in and said, "Hey, this is the product I'm going to continue to use."
There you go. Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabeth where they hammer high prices. It's called Ready Seal Goof Proof. Social media, how do we find you?
You can look at us on BigJohnsCloseouts.com. You can also email anything to experts at BigJohnsCloseouts.com. Cabinet inquiries and stuff of that nature can go to cabinets at BigJohnsCloseouts.com, or they can always email me. I'll answer any question you've got at Mike, M-I-K-E, at BigJohnsCloseouts.com.
Closed on Sundays to worship the Lord. What are your hours Monday through Saturday?
7:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, and 8 to 4 on Saturday.
Phone number?
423-542-4755.
Be loyal, buy local, support the local man. It's a locally owned, obviously, store right here in Elizabethton. And so we would ask you to support them and do that, and you do, and we thank you very much. Again, we're the Hammer High Prices. Mike Barnett, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show at Big John's Closeouts. Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, we are here, and she is here on the screen. Kristen Cannon, Cannon's Furniture. Good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How was spring break? I haven't seen you since spring break. Did you have a good spring break?
We did.
Yeah. Where did we go?
We went to Gatlinburg,
Dollywood?
of course.
Ride the rides?
All of them.
Uh-huh. Are you a roller coaster lady? I mean, you ride the Wild Eagle and all that? Really? I would never thought that. So, is there any rides down there that you don't ride because it makes you belly?
I'm not a fan of the Tennessee Tornado.
Tennessee Tornado? Yeah.
That one
So,
makes me a little woozy when I get off. But
the one up at the end of the valley, I don't know what it is. Mine get on there and it gets over and over. It goes like this, and it spins. It's up there where all the tilt-a-whirl and all that is.
I did ride. I got talked into riding that one.
Oh,
And
no. Nope. So, Scrambler? Bumper
No.
cars?
Bumper cars, yes. Scrambler, no. I watched.
Sit back and watch. So good. You had a good spring break. You have been to the market in High Point, and that's since we were here last. By the way, congratulations. You got another award. The Carter County Raiders of the Johnson City Press Best Furniture Store. Awesome. It's no surprise to me. Love coming down and promoting these folks. 2 floors of awesome goodies. So we've been to the market, bought some stuff, obviously. Looked at some stuff. What's new? What's new for us that you got here, or it's coming?
Well, we've looked at picking up some new vendors. So there will be some new companies showing up, especially in bedrooms.
Mm-hmm. Are we allowed to say who they are?
We've not shipped yet, but we'll start posting pictures
Okay.
on our Facebook page over the next few weeks.
It's
So
coming. There you go.
Just be on the lookout for them.
Yep. Cool. So,
Some more traditional styles as well as some high-end rustic styles for the cabins and mountain homes.
that's
Of course,
neat.
some new upholstery, some leather we're really excited about. So lots of new things coming in.
So it's new upholstery. What does that mean?
So sofa, just regular fabric living room groups.
Different patterns, different styles. Cool.
Lots of new styles. Of course, we do the custom Bassett as well, and we just got a huge shipment of new fabrics that they've released. So lots of options there too.
Do we have those? Can we see them on a show and tell?
They're all hanging up, but
Oh.
yes, we have
Oh,
them
those
all.
are the great big ones. Oh, okay. It's be tough. I heard little swatches. So these are big ones. Be a little tough to show them, but they can come in and look at them, right? Obviously, that's what you want. So, there's folks in there now looking. I think they said they're looking for a couch. Adrian's helping them to look at couches. And so, what are folks looking for here in the spring? Is there a trend so far?
It's been a little bit of everything. Had some people in yesterday getting living room groups, new bedrooms. So lots of people still staying at home and realizing that what you have at home is important.
Yep.
And realizing that and you can always buy something cheaper that you can put together yourself, but it's not going to last very long. Or you can buy it once and it lasts for years.
I know probably 3 different people just in chit-chatting over the last couple of weeks said, way things are, we're probably going to invest more money at the house and stay at home and just whatever everybody wants to do, whatever. We may take one little mini vacation, but we're going to take the money we normally go on a trip and invest it into our home and stay there more. And I get that. So a lot of folks, for a lot of different reasons, want to do that, and that's totally understandable. So you want to come to Cannon's Furniture here in downtown Elizabeth and let them help you. Let you kind of go shopping and seeking and finding. And so you've got bedding, you've got the recliners, been selling recliners.
Recliners are always a big hit.
Big hit all the time. So living room sets for folks out there going, okay, I can't believe they didn't or wouldn't, but if you've never heard of Cannon's Furniture, give them an overview. Tell us what it's all about here.
So we have, Tom said earlier, 2 floors, multiple buildings, everything for the house, living room, dining room, bedroom, mattresses, accessories, lamps, rugs. We have it all. We can help you as little or as much as you want to get one room picked out, one new piece, or a whole house.
The other thing, it's obvious, the weather's warming up and it's grilling season, so right behind us is a whole line of grills that they sell a ton of these too. So again, another investment for the home, staying home this summer and the fall. It's going to stick a little closer to the old hacienda. Great way to do that, to grill, is to grill out and grill whatever you want to grill. Dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever the case may be. We have them right here, and you sell a bunch of them, don't you?
We do, and they're not just grills, they're pellet smokers, of course. So you can do the low and slow smoking, or you can do the high temperature grilling. You can bake pizzas, bake breads. And a lot of people are preferring to stay at home, cook at home, versus going out anymore. Obviously, the quality's a lot better when you control it at home and you know what you're putting on the grill.
You sell the pellets. You got
We
the
do.
turkey blend. You got the pecan. You've got all the different, flavors. What would you call them? Turkey, pecan, hickory. I
We
guess
have
it'd
a
be
few different blends that are specials right now. Several of the grills are on sale. Spices, rubs, sauces, and with Traeger, their prices are protected like an Apple product. Prices are set everywhere, so no need to shop around and who has the better price, because they're the same everywhere. But we will put it together for you. It's here local. You don't have to wait on it to be shipped and thrown on your front porch by a third-party delivery company.
There you go. Be loyal, buy local. Come down to take a look at them. You have them for different. You have the tailgating all the way up to the freestanding, right?
We do. We have them a little small Ranger that you can carry all the way up to the very largest, biggest, double wall insulated with a induction cooktop on the side. It can also have a frame kit that it can be put into a built-in outdoor kitchen.
See there? I didn't even know that. So it's all kinds of possibilities. Big thing is just come in here, or you shop from home. Social media. How can we find Cannon Furniture?
You find us on Facebook under Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, and Instagram as well.
Got some specials on the grills right now?
We do.
Some on
They
sale?
are, some of them, the names are, to look back here, several of them are $100 off. So
$100 $100, folks. So we'll get those during the break. We'll find out which ones are on sale. We can push it for not only today, but the rest of how long are they on sale?
they are good for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, good. We want to push that then. Absolutely. You want to come down here, be loyal, buy local. In this case, buy it in Elizabethton. But again, you have customers. I mean, we say this every time I'm over here. Geographically, they come in from everywhere, don't they? So, Johnson City, Kingsport.
Virginia, North Carolina. We even have people coming as far as Nashville, they'll come and bring a trailer, or if they're somewhere local and, buying a house at the beach or a condo, they'll load it all up here, pick everything out. We'll load it for them in the U-Haul, and off they'll go.
Here's the beauty of it. This is home office right here. We don't have to call corporate and say, let me get back to me, call wherever and find out more. It stops and starts right here. And that's the beauty of it, because Mr. and Miss Cannon have been open since when? 1970. Let me see if I can get this. 1973.
Sounds right.
Did I get it? Oh, we don't know. I think it's 73. I think they told me that. It's in the 70s, I know that. That's how long they've been around. They keep trucking. Again, they continue to win awards after awards, and understandably so. So, again, it's here. Social media, again, it's on, you guys are on Facebook. You have a website?
Yes, at cannonshomestore.com.
Yep. So, got stuff on sale. We didn't get into the betting. You have to come back to a segment on betting, too. And then Adrian's going to come in a little bit later on, too. So Mrs. Cannon gets to come back again because she needs to talk about the betting. So, and the grills. We want to talk about the grills, see which ones are on sale. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll come right back, and we'll be joined by Tanner Cook, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. We're live at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, and like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the ponies there. Our second guest, of course, Kristen was our first guest. By the way, the grills are on sale. Wow, the Pro 575, the Pro 34. I'll get the breakout here in a second on these. All these are $100 off, and they're on sale. And those, again, the pellet smokers and grills, and these are awesome, and they sell the whiz out of them. And they are the Traeger grills, the full line here, along with the seasonings, the pellets. You get the, looking over the whiskey barrel pellets, the turkey blend pellets. You got the, gosh, what's the name of that, pecan pellets. So I'll run and get some of those and talk about those coming up here in a little while. Let's go to the ponies there. Tanner Cook, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Again, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. How about yourself?
Doing great. Let's jump in here. You've been heading up the track and field. It's been a busy track and field season locally for high school. And give me some highlights. What's going on in track and field right now in our high schools?
Well, of course, I'm in preparation for the Six Rivers Relays presented by Watauga Orthopedics on Friday at Science Hill. Hopefully the weather continues to improve. The rain looks like it may come early in the morning and be cleared out by the time the meet starts at 6 o'clock. So hopefully it continues to improve. We had the Big 11 Conference meet last week. It's probably going to be a really great day for track and field this Friday, hopefully.
Who are some of the people that are jumping out at you again? Let's start with the ladies. Who are some of the ladies that you want to throw out there have been having an incredible track and field season so far?
You got to look first at Samantha DeGrace at Dobbins Bennett. I mean, she tied the school record last week at the Big 11 meet in the high jump 5.6. It's pretty rare for a girl around here to get 5.6 or above 5.4. She's also had a great year in the hurdles. She broke 15 seconds for the first time, so that's pretty awesome. You got to look at a couple of girls in Southwest Virginia. You got to look at someone like Josie Jackson from Abingdon, who's broken 60 for the quarter mile. You got to look at Cassidy Hammonds from Lehigh, who's the state leader in her classification in Virginia for the long jump 17.4. You got to look at some of the Abingdon distance runners. McKaylee Jesse having a solid season in the distance races. Then let's see, there's a couple more. Jay Samuel also at Abingdon. You got to look at her in the hurdles, broke a school record in the 300s that had stood since like 1980 last week. It's been an outstanding club season so far for these local kids.
We're talking to Tanner Cook. See on the screen, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. How about on the guys' side? Who's been hot in the boys' track and field this season?
Well, you got to look first. We've had quite a few records go down in all-time records here. You got to look first at Science Hills. William Hagemeyer in the boys pole vault, he cleared 15 feet last week at the Big 11 meet. It's the first time ever that anyone in our area has cleared 15 feet pole vault. It's a big accomplishment. He's like second in the state right now, all classifications. And then you got to look at someone like Tyler Barrett from Patrick Henry and Glade Spring up at Southwest Virginia. He threw 59.4 in the shot put last week at Abingdon. He's one of the state leaders too, not only for his classification but for the entire state of Virginia. I mean, he's improved, I think, 7 feet in the last 3 weeks just because of the technique change, which is pretty impressive considering he's just a sophomore. And he's got a long way to go. You got to look at someone like Jack Bundy from Abingdon that's having a fantastic season in the distance events in the 1600 and the 3200. He's already ran 4:18 and 9:16 for the respective events. Someone like Casey Christian as well from Volunteer. He's tried to break his school record a couple of times in the high jump at 6.6. And he's missed it a couple of times, but hopefully he can get this weekend. I think the school record is like 6.6, so he's tried for 6.6 and a quarter a couple of times, and he's missed on all of his attempts, but hopefully he can get this weekend.
We're talking to Tanner Cook again. So when's your big meet coming up? It's coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
It's Friday.
This coming Friday. That's when you're referring to. So kind of give us an overview. Tell us what's going on with that, because this is your baby. You do a great job promoting it and putting it together. So tell us what's happening.
We got 46 schools registered so far. We've got teams from as far as Allegheny County in Virginia, which is about 3.5 hours from here outside of Roanoke. And then we got Oak Ridge coming in. We have a couple of teams from Western North Carolina coming in. It's going to be a fantastic event. I know it's traditionally the best Northeast team in Southwest Virginia, but I dropped the all-local thing a couple of years ago to kind of up the competition a little bit because, a lot of these kids see each other week after week after week, and it gets kind of boring. You kind of know who's going to win those races, and it adds a little bit more flavor and adds a little bit more parity, you could say, and adds some different level of competitiveness, and, it exposes schools, teams, not usually from our area, to come to this area and see really how beautiful it is, how great the competition is around here.
We're talking to our buddy again, Tanner Cook, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Again, we are live, as we are here at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabeth. And again, these grills, these Traeger grills, hickory smoked prime rib, you can do orange and maple baked ham, balsamic Brussels sprouts with bacon. You can do smoked scalloped potatoes on these smokers. roasted cinnamon almonds. These are some of the things you can cook. And I know those little goldfish crackers. We were down here back in the Christmas time, and they had out on the front porch of the Christmas open house. They had those little goldfish, and they had put a special, kind of a special, I guess for lack of a better term, a sauce on it, and they were cooking or warming those little goldfish. The kids eat in the schools. I mean, it was awesome. I guess they're just glorified crackers, but very, very, very good. And so the Traeger grills, we'll talk more about that because they're always in control, no strings attached. You can grill in any weather, unmatched versatility, and we'll talk more about that because they're all on sale here going into the grilling season. The Traeger grills. How do you spell it? Well, it's very easy. You spell Traeger, Traeger, and they sell a ton of them here again at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabethton. So track and field. Now, is this a springboard? If you do well in your meet coming up Friday, does that kind of give you a little oomph, a little psychological confidence moving into, the postseason track and field competition?
Yeah, especially for a lot of these kids from Southwest Virginia because, they actually 90% of the time they see the same competition week after week after week. And I know being from a smaller Southwest Virginia school, I know that if I can do well at this meet, it usually bodes pretty well in the postseason because a lot of the time, especially for Class 1 and 2, that this meet is, from a historical standpoint, is more competitive than their state meets. A lot of the time, it's pretty tough to win this meet, especially win this meet multiple times. But yeah, for Southwest Virginia kids to win this meet is a huge deal. Getting to go up against the big Northeast Tennessee schools that usually do pretty well in their own right at the state meet, but they usually see different competition, at least 50% of the time. And these Southwest Virginia schools that don't travel a whole lot, they can kind of gauge themselves here. They know if they do pretty well here, they know if they run a personal best here, that they are on the right track and can usually do pretty well at their region and state meets.
Let's take a look at some other sports. What about it? Aaron Rodgers now officially a New York Jet. He and the Packers cut a deal, and so Packers are getting all kinds of draft picks and all kinds of goodies to make this move. Aaron Rodgers moving on now to be a New York Jet. What's your take on all that?
I mean, we kind of saw this one coming for weeks now, so it's kind of a no surprise. It's just kind of surprising how many picks Green Bay is getting back for Rodgers, who, maybe, on the back half of his career, you could say, but we'll see. I'm interested to see if he has a renewed sense of motivation to do well in New York under the bright lights. But again, we'll see.
Is there still gas in the tank for Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not really sure. I'm not around him. I hope so. I like watching him play. And now, I mean, I'm not. I never really have watched the New York Jets. Never really have had a reason to. But I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be really cool to see him do well in New York because the franchise, ever since Joe Namath was around, really hasn't done all that much. I mean, you had a few years there with Sanchez as the quarterback where they went to the AFC Championship game, but other than that, it's been pretty pathetic over the years. And hopefully he can, lead that franchise to prominence.
The media in New York is not that forgiving. It's I would assume, a whole different media look than what he was used to in Green Bay. So I'm sure, well, I know they are. They're very, I wouldn't say toxic. I would say, what would be the word to define the media? That's your contemporaries up in New York. How would you define them?
Unforgiving.
There you go, unforgiving. I was going to say that, but I thought, but yeah, unforgiving and very inquiring, and they keep asking. So we'll see how he handles a whole different look in the media. The 15th overall draft pick, they get that, do the Packers, a 5th-round selection in exchange for the Jets' number 13th pick, and a 2nd-round pick the Packers get, and a 6th-round pick, and a conditional 2024 2nd-round pick that will become a 1st-rounder should Rodgers play at least 65% of New York's offensive plays in 2023. That's an interesting asterisk to all that. So They get a second-round pick next year that will become a first-rounder should Rodgers play at least 65% of New York's offensive plays in 2023. Now, the NFL draft's coming up this week, so perfect timing. That's when I kind of thought this was all going to come down, so the Packers can benefit from, unloading the four-time MVP. And so it's will this sell tickets to New York, come out and watch this guy play? I would think it would. What do you think?
I would think it would, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, so Aaron Rodgers has moved on now. College football, transfer portal. Colorado, new coach Deion Sanders. Everybody was gaga about Deion. Well, there's 18 guys that aren't. It was 15, now they picked up 3 more. 18 players since the spring game on Saturday have said they're leaving the Colorado football program. Why would 18 guys say, I don't want to play for Deion Sanders and walk out? What's this all about, do you think?
Maybe they can't take it.
Yep.
Maybe they've seen kind of the writing on the wall, even from the spring game, that hey, maybe I'm not going to get as much playing time as I thought I would, or I'm not going to start or whatever. That they're going to see what their options are.
They're trying to regulate the transfer portals. We've talked about it. They let the horse out of the barn, and all of a sudden now they can't seem to regulate the transfer portal. So, can they regulate it? Is it too far down the road, or do you think they can rope them back in a little bit and change things up?
No, you're not going to totally rope them back in, but what they've done here is they've created windows for which the transfer portal opens and which the transfer portal closes for certain seasons.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a step in the right direction, but, I mean, I'm not really sure how you totally control it at this point. I mean, like you said, that they let the horse out of the barn, and it's running wild right now. It's still running wild. I mean, there's going to be a lot of players out there without a home, and it's kind of sad. But we'll just see how it goes, and if this kind of deters people from going in and out of the transfer portal so much, and also they, if you transfer more than once, you got to sit out that year. I mean, I'm pretty sure they changed that from what it was previously, where you could transfer as many times as you want. Now they went back and said, well, if you transfer more than once, you got to sit out a year. So I like that. It prevents you from playing at 4 different schools or however many different schools and however many years you're there. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, it's pretty much just free agency on steroids at that point.
Yeah. Who's getting hurt on all this is the high school kids, because what's going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, kids in high school, they aren't getting recruited. I mean, for the big sports like basketball, football, they're not getting recruited as much as they used to. It's really sad because there's a lot of good players in high school out there. I mean, it's only probably the elite of the elites in high school that are actually getting recruited right now. It probably used to be like, about the top, I would say probably the top
5 or 6.
Yeah, well, I would say probably the top, like 40% of the whole high school basketball. However many players are out there, like the top actual 40% would be getting recruited. Now you're looking at probably like the top 10%.
Yeah,
and by major Division I programs.
Well, we're talking Tanner Cook. Your point is well taken, because here's what's happening. It is a numbers game up top. There's only so many positions, obviously, that you can recruit for the big boys, the Division I schools. So if you have, let's throw out some numbers. You have 40 positions and you have 50 people that are trying to get into these schools. Well, there's a difference of 10. So what happens, they drop down to D2 or D3, or they just go home and quit school or whatever. So, but the problem with that is it keeps pushing down. So the Tanner Cooks and Tom Taylors in high school that normally would get a look, these guys keep dropping because it's just a number squeeze up at the top of the Division I. Am I right in this? And so as a result, Tom and Tanner don't get recruited anymore because they would rather, and I've had coaches tell me on this show, they would rather go get a guy that's already played in college and transfer him from point A to point B or school A to school B than to take a shot on Tanner and Tom, who are incoming freshmen who, may get homesick, go back home, flunk out, whatever. different reasons, or just don't want to play anymore, or they're just not good enough. And so as a result, they go after other college kids. It's easy to recruit them than go get the high school kids. Is that not a fair statement?
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, that's exactly it. They want people with experience, and you know, the incoming freshmen that are high schoolers right now just don't have the experience.
Yeah.
It is, and they want someone that can, you know, kind of run the show, especially like in basketball. They want someone that can run the show. They don't want to put an incoming freshman in there out on the floor against SEC, Big Ten, what have you. They don't want to put an incoming freshman out there. They'd rather go get a transfer.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the real problem.
Now, does it trickle down to the minor sports too? I know we talk basketball or football and basketball, but the smaller minor sports are feeling the same crunch too. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's across the board.
I mean, it's getting to the point sometimes where, you know, scholarship numbers are really getting squeezed, and it's kind of really sad because, you know, at one time, a lot of these sports, like these minor sports, were prospering, and now it's just like you're getting these transfers in, and these high schoolers, you know, kind of fall through the cracks that would normally get recruited, and it's really pretty sad.
Yep. I mean, even the NAIA and the Division IIIs, I mean, they're just not recruiting like they used to either. So yeah, it's they're doing more than the D1s and D2s, but still they're not getting, you know, the numbers out there that recruiting that they had in the past. So we'll see if they can fix it. I'm like you. I think the horse is out of the barn. I don't think they can do a whole lot of changing up. They can modify it some, but I don't think they can completely revamp it and start all over and, you know, draw a line in the sand, start from scratch. I just don't see that. We're talking again to Tanner Cook, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Before I let you go, how are your beloved Yankees doing right now? I know the Orioles are red hot. How are the Yankees doing?
I mean, they're still sitting there kind of right in the thick of it. I mean, we're still in April, so, I mean, it's the very beginning of the season. At least Tampa's kind of, you know, cooled off here a little bit after that, you know, fantastic start, winning 13 straight. But, you know, I kind of expected Baltimore to be there. I mean, this is kind of their, I mean, I won't say it's their year, but I mean, we expected them to be better. So, and they're kind of living up to it right now, which is, I mean, it's good to see because the Orioles franchise is proud and has a great history and whatnot. But, I mean, I just want to see the New York Yankees in front of them. So.
Yeah. Well, best matchup tonight pitching, excuse me, in the whole league would be the Yankees of Minnesota. Joe Ryan 4-0 for the Twinkies, and Cortez 3-0 will go for the Yankees tonight. So battle of unbeatens. That'll be at 7:40 at Target Field in Minnesota. That's a pretty good matchup. Both undefeated, 3-0 and 4-0.
Yes, fantastic matchup right there.
Yep. All right. Anything else you want to chit-chat on, or we got everything covered? I know you're getting ready for this track meet on Friday. It's a big deal. You put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's obvious. It's proofs in the pudding. You do a phenomenal job getting this track and field meet ready to roll. So anything you want to leave us with? Anything else on your mind in the sports world that's bothering you this morning?
Do the no rain dance for Friday.
Okay. I will do that. I'll take my hat
We'll
off.
pray.
I'll pray and dance in a circle and go, no rain, no rain, no rain. How's that? That'd be good?
That'd be fine.
All right. Thanks, sir. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Have a good one.
Yep, good man right there. Tanner Cook, appreciate him very much. Again, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here again. Coming up, Greg Sire talks Major League Baseball. Lots to talk about in the bigs, and he joins us coming up. We're live here again at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabethton on show number 1843, heading to 2000 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Millions of dollars of furniture in stock right now. Are you tired of hearing what you want is sold out? We have the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the area. We receive truckloads every day of special buys ready for you to pick up today or have delivered. Come get your new furniture at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
So we're at Brummett Sports Shop in Elizabeth, and Lori Wilson, the owner, and one of the hot items going into the holidays are varsity jackets or Letterman jackets. Tell us about it.
Well, Tom, we do varsity jackets for all our local schools. These are Holloway jackets, and the body is 24-ounce wool, and then most of the jackets we will get leather sleeves on them. We can also do the wool sleeves. But like I said, they're Holloway, so they're high quality jackets. We can do any color for any school. We will put your school letter on the front, your name. See, this one has a name. We also have a local lady here that makes the patches. So the turnaround time is really pretty short for a custom jacket. The other thing we will do is if you play a sport, we will put a ball patch with your number in it, your varsity years that you played. We can do inserts, like we do a cross for FCA. We can do ball inserts if you play basketball or football or whatever. We also have band jackets. So here we have a band letter for this young lady. And one other thing we do are like custom patches, embroidered patches. So she plays mellophone and French horn, so she requested that. So we put that on her jacket. If you're all conference, if your team won the conference, we can do that. Let's see, on the back of the jackets, we can do either the, like the nickname for your school. So this is Betsy Band. We also have Vikings for Tennessee High, Pioneers for Crockett, Greenville for the Greenville jacket. Another option for the back of the jacket is we can do your name and number.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and then also we have position patches. So C for center, or we had one earlier that someone picked up, point guard, so that was PG and SG. But we do all local schools. Like I said, they're Holloway, so they're good quality jackets, and we sell a lot of them. And the kids love these jackets. They love to show off their accomplishments, their team's accomplishments, and represent their school.
Tell us how we can get a hold of you.
Okay, our phone number is 423-542-2321. We also have a Facebook page, Brummett Sports Shop, so you can message me there. You can message me on my personal Facebook page, Lori Wilson, or you can email at brummittstn, that's BRUMITSTN @charter.net. We'd love to hear from you.
Are you needing a better night's sleep? We have a huge selection of mattresses in stock, so you don't have to wait to sleep great. Plus, right now, we will pay your sales tax and you get a free 7-piece sleep pack with select mattress purchases, plus free delivery and setup. Come into Cannon's today and sleep great tonight.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Greg joins us coming up here in just a second. But I want to show you these Traeger grills. Here is the sale paper, the Traeger. There you see it, Traeger. They got everything from, they got the brisket blend, the whiskey barrel, the turkey blend, as far as the pellets, the smokers. Now, let me show you which ones are on sale. $100 off, and this is the Pro. I'm going to have to fold these around, do a couple of folding, but just bear with me. This is the Pro 575 right there. That one is $100 off. It goes for $699. The Pro 34, and you need to come in here and see which one would match up to your needs as far as what you're going to do. But it's a pellet smoker grill. They are phenomenal. And so they sell a bunch of them. And guess what? They're American made. Yay. There's the Pro 34 to give you an idea what it looks like. That one is $100 off. It's $599. Then the Pro 72. No, I'm sorry. Pro 22 is right below it. Pro 22. And also, and again, this is not going to do it justice on this pamphlet with the sun blaring through the window, but just to give you an idea what it is. And then the 780. And these, okay, let's see if it even has a 780 in it. It does not. It's a newer model, so I will get you, oh, no, there it is. I'm sorry. And again, it doesn't do it justice, but there it is, the 780, the Traeger grill. And all the blends, got some of the blends on sale. And they're all $100 off right now for the next couple of weeks, Traeger. And again, they are American made. I love promoting these grills. In fact, I'm probably going to look at getting one myself. So, just because they good. So, they good. So, Mr. Sayers here with us, giggling. So
They good, yeah.
They good. Yep. Football's been good to me. Perfect results every time. The Smart Combustion, which is trademark technology, uses multiple sensors throughout the grill to maintain consistent cooking temperatures and to rapidly recover when the lid is opened or other disruptions occur. So many times you grilled by sight and think you got it, take it off and go, no, still need to put back on some more. It's not done or whatever. It's overdone. It's always in control. Command your cooks with anywhere with Wi-Fi. Technology lets you monitor and adjust your grill remotely using your phone. You can be sitting right here talking to me on the show using your phone, smart home device, or Apple Watch and control your grill and your pellet smoker from here by way of called Wi-Fi. Always in control. You can do it that way. Check your food perfectly every time with the included dual meter, the wireless meat thermometer that you can monitor from your phone. From your phone. Man, we're modern technology. And then also the no-hassle cleanup. It's called the Easy Clean Grease and Ash Keg. Collects drippings and pellet ash in one large container, easily accessible for quick and convenient cleaning. Don't have to worry about getting burnt. Reach under and get it. So discover the pinnacle of outdoor cooking. Outdoor cooking perfected the Traeger grills, available here at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabethton. And they will keep these because they sell a ton of these grills and the pellets. What did you pick up? The Voodoo?
Yeah, I picked up the meat rub.
Yeah, the Voodoo,
Yeah, the
Holy
Holy
Voodoo,
Voodoo.
the Holy Voodoo meat rub.
Yeah, but that's got a little kick to it.
I'm sure. Are you a kicking kind of guy, by the way?
I am.
Are you really? You like him
yeah.
to kick?
Yeah, I do.
Do you really?
Throw some spice on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Is your mother watching today?
She is watching.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Ev. How you doing? By the way, I want to tell you, this is really cool. You guys probably don't give two hoots about this, but we're at 7. We'll do this real quick. We'll get into baseball. And I would love to go over the hump on this. So let me pull this up real quick. We're going to talk to Greg about baseball. And I want to hit this right here. And this is really cool. Again, you probably don't give two hoots about this, but we're at 79.97. Need 3 more to
Wow.
get. Need 3 more to get 1,000.
followers.
There it is. 7997 followers. I need 3 more to get 8,000 followers on the show.
Wow.
Is that not cool?
Wouldn't it be cool if people would now that you've said that are not following you, would follow you before we go off the air?
Yeah, that'd be neat.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Need 3 more followers, and I hit 8,000. Kristen thought that was pretty good. Hello, Lisa Baker. How you doing, lady? Top of the morning to you, too, ma'am. Reba Whitehead, Josh Wallen, Rick Ranson down in Pensacola watching. Rick, you need one of these grills, sir. I'm going to bring it to you when I come to Pensacola. I'm going to Pensacola this summer. I've said this for 3 years. I've said it every year. You probably heard me. I'm going to drive to Pensacola and do a show either on the pier. I'm taking a table and 2 chairs, and we'll sit on the beach or on the pier, probably on the beach, with the ocean on the backdrop and do a show on the battery. So, battery operated.
Can I be a guest on that show?
Yeah, absolutely. If Pastor Fowler's like that, I'll be down at Fort Walton Beach this summer. If you coordinate the right time, I'll come be your guest. I'm thinking they're lining up. So
Yeah.
I have a gift for you. Want me to give it to you now or wait till the end of the segment?
Oh, let's wait.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Ev, he's gonna go goofy and go gaga.
the anticipation.
Oh, yeah.
is
His-
great.
His mother's watching. What does he get him? He'll be goofy when I give it to him.
Oh,
He's gonna like it.
wow. Okay.
Yep. She and I were at an antique store this weekend, and I spotted this, and I thought,
Uh-oh.
I said, I'm gonna get this from my buddy.
This
She
sounds
said,
good.
oh yeah. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. How about Spencer Strider? Pretty good start. Pretty good place to
Wow,
start.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was watching the what do you call it? Not the condensed game, but the recap of that
Recap
game.
highlights?
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
watching that, and boy, didn't you feel bad for Matt Olson when he,
Yeah.
when he made that error
Yeah.
to mess up the perfect game. Of course, a hit came later, but yeah, what a game! And I mean, this guy's for real.
Yeah.
He is a legitimate #1 major league starter. There's no doubt.
We're talking about Spencer Strider. If you missed it last night, Braves won 11-0. He had a perfect game through 6 innings. Perfect game, which means 18 up, 18 down. He's getting ready to try and really make baseball history. Well, his first baseman, Matt Olson, booted this. I mean, he had an error, and it was a very playable ball. I saw the highlight,
Yeah.
and so he just booted it, didn't get it done. So the perfect game's going. Now you shift to a no-hitter. Thought it was interesting. Last time the Braves have had a no-hitter was 1994. Kent Merker, I remember that name.
Yeah.
Beat the Dodgers 6-0 in L.A. for a no-hitter. They have 14 in franchise history, but only 3 in Atlanta. Phil
Wow.
Negro Yeah, Phil Necro and a combined no-no in 91, in addition to Merker, have come since the franchise relocated to Atlanta. 14 total, only 3 in Atlanta, the other 11 in Milwaukee. Strider, 8 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 13 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So now he has
made history.
Was that 9?
9 in a row. Yeah.
9 games in a row with at least 9 strikeouts.
Yeah. 9th consecutive start when Striders recorded at least 9 strikeouts. The new franchise record was 8 by John Smoltz.
Yeah.
Pretty good pitcher.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So here are the pitchers to strike out at least 9 hitters in 9 consecutive starts. Nolan Ryan in 77. Chris Sale, the Red Sox, in 18. Shane Bieber, Cleveland, in 2020. You had Garrett Cole with the Astros in 19. Pedro Martinez, the Red Sox, back in 99, and Pedro Martinez when he's with the Expos back in 1997, and now Spencer Strider. Pretty good company.
That is. That's a bunch of Hall of Famers or guys who are still playing.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty good company for sure.
Somebody asked me the other day, and I don't know the answer to this. This guy, Strider, has an ERA of 1.80, .83 whip, WHIP.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Walks plus hits per inning pitched. So you add up walks and hits, and then you divide it by the number of innings pitched. And if it's below 1, that is fantastic.
He has 49 strikeouts against 11 walks and 30 innings for a whip of .83.
That's fantastic.
That's good?
That is really good.
All right. So
yeah, anything below, if it's below 1, wow.
Yep.
That's really good. That means you're allowing less than 1 base runner per inning.
Yeah.
Is basically what that means.
So Braves been big last night, 11-0. I mean, it is the Marlins. So, but
the Marlins haven't
they're
been bad.
I was going to say they're okay.
They've been pretty good.
But they haven't been the Astros and the Padres.
No.
The 2 teams that got them pretty good. All right, Adolis Garcia. Talking about this guy from the Texas Rangers. They beat the A's tonight 18-3 on Saturday. Garcia's line was 5.558. Adolis Garcia for the Texas Rangers hit a 2-run home run in the first. Got hit by a pitch in the second. Hit a 2-run shot in the third. Hit another 2-run homer in the fifth. He had 3 home runs. Then he had a 2 RBI double in the 7th. Then he doubled in the 8th.
Yeah.
Up the plate 6 times. Had 5 extra base hits and 6 at-bats. 14th time in Major League Baseball history that the players had 5 extra base hits, with the most recent being Luis Urias of the Brewers in 2021. The only other Ranger has ever done it was Josh Hamilton back, 2023, it was 2012, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So, pretty impressive. Only 4th player in history that's had 3 home runs and 2 doubles in 1 game.
Yeah.
So, we're not done. We got a little bit more here to throw at you. The biggest number, he had 16 total bases.
Yeah.
Only the 25th time in Major League Baseball history that players recorded at least 16 total bases. The record is 19 by Sean Green. So, Adolis Garcia, heck of a baseball game.
Yeah. Oh, I watched that last at bat because it came up and told me and said, "Hey, he's going for his 4th home run," and I watched it. I went live. I wanted to see if he was going to be able to get it because 4's the record and tied by many, but it doesn't happen very often.
We're live at Cannon Furniture in downtown Elizabeth. Tomorrow will be Northeast Community Credit Union. For Thursday, we're off, and Friday we're back in at Food City, and I can't remember which one I'm at. We'll be at Food City Friday. I know we'll be somewhere talking about Food City. So there's Adolis Garcia. All right, Justin Verlander, Mets ace. Major muscle strain, been out since opening day, maybe back coming up as recently as next week. Verlander in the offseason, 2-year, $86.67 million contract to replace the outgoing ace Jacob DeGrom, who went to the Rangers. Verlander, is he ready to go? And
I hope so.
Yep.
I hope so. I mean, you're making 40-something million a year. You need to be on the mound.
If I'm paying you 47, you're going to drag your leg out there. You're going to play.
You better be on the mound.
You better be on the mound. I mean, think about that. This guy's not throwing the first pitch, and the guy's making, 43 and some change $1 million this year.
Yeah.
Is yet to throw a pitch. So see that's the absurdity, in my opinion. It's productivity.
We were talking about the amount that Garrett Cole was getting paid per pitch in his contract. We need to look that one up. We need to do the math on that one.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'm going to pick Eastman, for example. or over here Snap-on here in Elizabethton. If we sign you to a big bonus to go make buku's a bunch of dollars at Snap-on Tools or Eastman Chemical Company, I'm going to guess somebody in the hierarchy is going to say, Sal, you better have his honey in here working because we're paying him big bucks. He better get if he has to drag his leg in there, Taylor, he better be in there. But these guys, they get paid and don't even pitch.
Right. They're
I mean,
getting paid either way.
They get paid either way.
Yeah.
So, and let's face it, people want to come out and watch this guy pitch and fill up the stands and click in the turnstiles. They're not because he's not out there. So, anyway, it's I just think it's nuts. All these contracts are so slighted, I guess. Maybe it's slanted. How about that?
Yeah,
slanted towards to the players. So,
Yeah.
All right, got another one here. This guy, his name is Yennier Cano.
No.
Yeah. Orioles have won their this is a team I decided I was going to follow. How did I know at the time they're going to be pretty good?
Yeah.
They won their 7th straight game, 11 in the past 13. Cano moved to close to a team record, retired the first 20 batters he's faced this year. Only Baltimore pitcher to throw a longer streak was Fred Holdsworth. Who is that? 1976. So, Fred, I know Fred.
Fred, yeah.
I got his
Don't you
ball
remember
card.
Fred?
Oh, Fred, he's a fine fella.
I probably do have his ball.
Yeah, you probably do. So
I don't know that I do, but I probably do.
So Yennier Cano is having a pretty good year.
Yeah.
to say the least.
Oh, he was lights out last night.
Yeah. Orioles, and we'll go down the standings in a minute. They're not. I mean, they're hanging.
Yeah, they are.
Back to the Braves. Soroka again pitching down to Gwinnett in the AAA, trying to get ready to come up to the bigs. Pushing his next scheduled start from tonight to Sunday, just to make sure.
Yeah.
So hasn't pitched in the bigs since he tore his right Achilles tendon three starts into the 2020 season. So,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Oh, I hope he's able to come back. Yeah, and at this point, take it easy with him.
Yeah.
Don't rush him back.
rush him back.
Achilles is that thing is just a killer anyway. So don't rush him back.
I tweaked mine in high school. Really, the only time I ever got hurt. You talking about something hurt? You'd like to never got feeling good.
Yeah.
You tweak that Achilles. I didn't stretch good, and I tweaked it, and every time you move, I mean that where it is, a muscle in the back of your foot, and every time you move, it just kind of tweaks. And so,
You ever heard one tear? You ever heard somebody tear one? It sounds like a gunshot going off. It is the most horrible
It's so tight.
noise.
It pops.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful.
and it rolls up.
Yeah, it's
Here's your Achilles. I'm not a doctor, but here's your Achilles tendon. Pops it. They go like it rolls up.
yeah.
Yep. And they have to go in and surgically reattach it.
Yeah, it's like a year-long process to get over that.
Oh yes. God, made my feet hurt.
Yeah, I've never experienced it. I hope I never do, but
No.
it is a horrible experience. I've known several people who have, and it's not good.
Hello, Linda and Everett Wagner. Thank you. You kids are awesome. You're always watching the show. Thank you, and Baker. Appreciate you guys. Hello to my little buddy Mandy. Says she's so nice. She is. I put in a request for Nanner Pudding, and she said, "Okay, I think it's coming."
Okay.
Nanner Pudding with Nutter Butters
Good.
in it. So.
Oh, with Nutter Butter.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And lasagna. She makes me. If she'll make me her world famous lasagna, and the banana pudding, I can die a happy man. So.
Wow. Okay.
To the pearly gates with a
Very
belly full of
good.
lasagna and Nutter Butters and Nanner Pudding. All right, Tampa Bay, modern era Major League Baseball record, 14th consecutive home win to begin the season, beating the Astros 8-3. Tampa Bay had shared the mark dating back to 1901 with the 2009 LA Dodgers. So these guys are for real, aren't they?
They are.
They're not going anywhere.
They are. They're not.
No.
They are for real.
Yep.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. The American League East.
Yeah, longest streak in Major League history, 21 in a row, set by the 1880 Chicago White Stockings. That's how far back you got to go to find one. So the Rays are 20-3 overall in the season. Only the 1911 Detroit Tigers and the 95 Brooklyn Dodgers have had better starts at 21-2. They're 20-3. We'll run down who they play. They got They got Houston again tonight. We'll talk about that coming up here in a second. But they've won 14 straight home. These guys had the home run record going for a while too, wasn't it? Yeah. So
It is most consecutive games with a home run.
last night's winners: Colorado, Baltimore. The Reds beat Texas, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Atlanta, Detroit, Minnesota, Oakland. Watched some of that last night, and finally got a chance to watch some of the Angels game.
Yeah.
And gosh, I don't know why I'm pulling for them. I guess because of Trout and Ohtani,
Yeah.
and Taylor Ward. They got
I like Brandon Drury too.
Brandon Drury.
I really like him.
Yep. Their pitching's a little shaky, but I mean they got a lot of firepower. But
Yeah.
they were playing last night in in Anaheim, and they got beat in 10. Arizona and the Giants beat your favorite team, the Cardinals, 4-0. So, yeah, no problems there. So, everything under the lights tonight. Let's see who the Reds have. They have on the mound Mr. Weaver. Is that correct?
Yes, Luke Weaver.
Luke Weaver. All right. My side of my page zapped out. That's okay. Texas will be there tonight against the Reds in Game 2. That's set. The Braves will be at home. Charlie Morton on the mound for Atlanta against Miami. The best pitching matchup is a good one. We had Tanner Cook on earlier in the show, big Yankee guy. Nestor Cortez 3-0 and Joe Ryan 4-0 for the Twins. They'll play each other tonight in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Both undefeated. That's a pretty good one.
That is good.
Justin Steele for the Cubs 3-0. They're hosting the Padres tonight at Wrigley. That's another good one. Eric Lauer is 3-1 for the Milwaukee Brewers, and so that's another one of the guys. And Drew Rasmussen, who's 3-1, he'll be on the mound for Tampa Bay tonight against the Houston Astros. So, got some pretty good matchups tonight around Major League Baseball. And we have the standings. Here we go. Let's take a look at them. We've talked about American League East. Tampa Bay 20-3, Baltimore 4.5 out, 15-7.
Who would have thought that?
Yep. Well, I did. I picked them. So
Well, okay. So, remember what I said last week?
it was a stroke of luck. I'm just telling you.
Remember what I said last week? I said, this team is they may not win that division this year and especially Tampa Bay doing what they're doing. Baltimore's really close. They are a good team. I love this guy Austin Hayes. He's a rookie, fantastic player so far. He's really done well. Every game that I watch, he does something. So he needs to pay me to watch their games, I guess. But you said there was a guy that played for the Tennessee Smokies, and it seemed like he played there like 3 years. Justin Bohr. He ended up playing for the Marlins, even hitting the home run hitting contest at the All-Star game when he was with the Marlins. And every game I went to see the Smokies play, this guy hit a home run. Every game.
He's like Babe Ruth looked up at the stands. Greg, this is for you, buddy.
Yeah.
He hit a home run because you were there.
Sometimes he hit 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Justin Bohr. I remember the name. I didn't know where it ever happened to him. Tampa Bay leads Baltimore by 4.5. Toronto 6 out. Yankees 7 out. And the Red Sox at 500 in the cellar at 12-12, although they're playing better, I guess.
Yeah.
In the Central, the Twins lead the Guardians by 2. Detroit hanging. Of course, everybody else is below 500 outside of the Twins. They're 3 over. Everybody else is under 500 in that division. So, God bless them. The Royals are 5-18.
Yeah.
8 games out already. Isn't that awful to be 23 games into the season, you're 8 games out?
Yeah, that's bad.
Ain't nowhere to go but up.
That is bad. Yeah. So I read something yesterday, I think it was on Twitter, saying that the American League Central needs to give their playoff spot to a team from the American League East.
Swap it out. We'll barter. I'll take 2 for you and 1 for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I told you last week the division doesn't excite me at all, and with good reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of blasé.
Yeah. The Twins are really the only team that's been doing well, and Sonny Gray pitched really good against the Yankees yesterday, which he needed to do that. I mean, he needed to show the Yankees that, I got something because, he was one of those guys that just could not perform in the Big Apple.
From Lebanon, Tennessee, I might add. So in the West, Texas 2.5 better than Houston. The Angels hanging there 11-12. The Mariners are 4 out. How about the A's? They're as bad as the Royals. They're 5-18, 9.5 games out. And how they beat the Angels last night, I don't know, but they did. They beat them 11-10. But the A's are 2-10 at home. Rob Manfred's fired up because they have put in a request and looking to buy property in Vegas to move their team.
Yeah.
And Rob's blaming the A's. He said, well, that's why they're not any good, because they're moving. I thought, what a stupid logic is that? They're not any good because they're moving? They're not any good because they're not any good. I mean, talent.
Yeah.
They're 5-18.
Yeah.
They could play in Elizabethton. They ain't going to be any good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They've needed a ballpark, though, for several years. I mean, let's face it, their park is dated. It's old, and they've tried everything they could to get one. I think they've just said, okay, we give up. And it's not going to happen here in Oakland, so let's go to Vegas.
Remember the Raiders played there? A couple of the Raiders players said underneath the grandstands they thought they were dogs or rats. That's how big they were.
Yeah.
So this place is a dump. Alameda County Coliseum, which at one point was a show place back in the day, but it's a dump now.
That was in the 70s, though.
The Oakland A's, yeah. Charlie Finley, the Oakland A's, and so
Yeah, that was 50 years ago.
yeah. So, gosh, don't say that. So, anyway, the A's are 5-18, and they're moving on. In the National League, the Braves are for real, folks. One game better than the Mets. Big matchup coming up. I think it's this weekend. The Mets and the Braves. Miami 3 out, Philadelphia 4 out, the Nationals 7 out. And they're 7-14 are the Washington Nationals. The Braves are 15-8. They're the real deal. They've stumbled the last week or so, but man, they've got the horses, don't they?
They do. They do. Yeah. They got to figure out what they're going to do with Marcel Ozuna. Are you going to keep him or play him or get rid of him or what you're going to do? He's going to force the issue eventually because he's either going to play so bad that they're going to have to get rid of him. He's going to play so good that they're going to have to play him. And so they're going to have to make that decision fairly soon. They've got some guys they need to bring up too. So
What would you do?
for me personally, I think I would just bite the bullet and designate him for assignment.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Let somebody else get him.
Let
Pick him
somebody
up.
else, if they want him, they can have him. We'll pay him. Let him go.
Let him go to the Reds. They need some offense.
Oh, I hope not. But when the Braves signed him, I was scared to death the Reds were going to sign him. I just thought, I just know they're going to go out and get that Yahoo.
Who, Ozuna?
Ozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I kept hearing. Everybody said, oh, they're going to sign Ozuna. They're going to sign. Well, I think that's when they signed Yasiel Puig.
Yeah.
Who was very popular in Cincinnati for that 1 year he was there.
Yeah.
Among the fans at least. But
I've never heard you call a player on this show a Yahoo. So Ozuna's the head case? That
I don't think he's very good in the clubhouse.
Okay.
I would not want him
okay.
in the clubhouse.
Not good for the team chemistry is what you're saying?
Exactly.
All right. In the Central, probably the biggest surprise in all of Major League Baseball, I would think. The Pittsburgh Pirates in first place, 16-7. The Brewers a game out. The Cubs are 3 out. The Cardinals are 7 out. And then, to nobody's surprise, short of me, would be the Reds bottom in the cellar, 8 games out already, 8-15.
Mm-hmm.
They are 1-9 on the road. They played
Yeah.
10 games away from Cincinnati, won 1. The Pirates, are they the real deal? This is a fluke.
I'll tell you, I watched them play a lot this past weekend, and they look good.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. Of course, Derek Shelton got a new contract extension.
The manager?
The manager.
Yeah.
And let's face it, he's been there and managed teams that he didn't have a chance with. I mean, he really has. And now that they've got a few guys that are playing well, I mean, because one of the things that I mentioned earlier a few weeks ago was when O'Neal Cruz got hurt, and I said that's devastating for the Pirates, but so far it hasn't been. They've won 7 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And they just continue to win. So some of these guys that don't know any better just keep playing, I guess we'd say above their heads maybe.
Yeah.
But as long as they can keep doing it, let them do it.
Yeah. One more division, Arizona ahead of the Padres and the Dodgers. Dodgers right there, half game back. Padres 1 game back. So it's tight.
Yeah.
Probably the tightest division in baseball. Giants are 3 out. The Rockies, even though in their cellar, are only 6 out. So pretty competitive division. The Rockies are 4-10 on the road. They played 14, only won 4 away from home. So,
Yeah.
But again, you got Arizona, the Dodgers, the Padres, and really the Giants. It's a 4-team race right now. Good division.
It is, and I guess you saw that the Diamondbacks designated Madison Bumgarner for assignment. So
Cincinnati will get him.
they
Bring him to
prob-
Cincy.
They probably will.
Yeah,
You're
so,
probably right.
yeah.
They will probably do that. So he's a guy that has had great success in the past, but it's not been recent.
Mm-hmm.
He's not done well there in Arizona. But a guy that showed he could pitch well in October when he could get to October. So
Yeah.
He'll go down in history as a pretty decent ball player, a great competitor, one of the best competitors, Bulldog.
Bumgarner?
Yeah. For sure. But these last few years have hurt him.
25 games into the season, I guess close to 25. Any trends? Everything good? You liking it or you're not liking it? Seems
Yeah, I like it. I mean, so stolen bases are up. I like that.
Which is what they wanted.
Yeah, I like the fact that guys are running more. I like the fact that last night T.J. Friedel tried to bunt a couple times before he got the game-winning hit in the game. I like that idea. I mean, and he was even asked after the game. They said, okay, you're showing a little bit more power than what you showed in the past. Does that mean you're going to stop bunting? He said, absolutely not. He said, I could hit 60 home runs and I'll still make bunting a part of my game. I love that. Love that. Because in the last several years we've heard, well, why give up a run when you don't have to? Well, because it might move that runner over or give up an out, excuse me. It might move that runner over and score you a run that you're going to need to win the game. So last night it was bottom of the ninth when he did that. He bunted twice. He tried to bunt twice, hit foul balls, or actually pulled the bat back, and then ended up hitting a line drive single for a walk-off win.
So 25 games into the regular season, A, B, C, or D, grade them out. What do you think?
Overall,
Yeah, give or take,
overall,
it's 20, 25 games. But point being,
I give it a B. I can't give it
Okay.
an A, but
No.
I give it a B.
what would it take to get an A? More competitive divisions?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Every team more competitive.
Yeah.
I think it's what we're going to have to see. Like we talked about the American League Central. They're going to have to, as a whole, the division is going to have to step up.
He's a Packers guy, so your guy finally got traded. 4-time MVP. Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the New York Jets for all kinds of draft picks, and so what do you think about that? You good?
I'm a Dolphins guy. Remember, I just want to see the Packers play.
Oh, that's right. You went up and saw.
Yeah,
That's
I went
right.
up and saw him play.
I'm thinking of Wendell.
Yeah, Wendell's huge Packers guy.
Wendell Smotherman. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I got to see.
You're a Dolphins guy.
Yeah, I am. So I got to see him play, and so I looked at the return. Did you think the return was very good on that trade?
Packers get a 15th, which is a first rounder coming up this week. A
yeah.
5th rounder. In exchange for the Jets' number 13th pick, which is a first rounder, a second rounder, a 6th rounder, and this is what I thought was interesting, a conditional 2024 second round pick will become a first rounder if Aaron Rodgers plays at least 65% of New York's offensive plays this year. He'll go from a second round to first. He's out. Blows a knee,
Yeah.
jams an arm like the 49ers guy did in the playoffs. He
Yeah.
got hit. He was done.
Yeah.
So the Packers get all these draft picks for one guy, Aaron Rodgers, and only going to take one hit, and so who benefited? To me, the Packers benefited from this, probably more than the Jets. I mean, the Jets let's face it, he gets Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, 18 seasons, 4-time MVP, so I can't say he's not talented, obviously, but
Right.
in the long haul, the guy's getting a little bit longer in the tooth,
He is.
Aaron Rodgers, so I'm thinking if I'm assessing what happened, I'm thinking the Packers, it kind of slants to them. I think they got more for the bang for the buck than the Jets did. What would you?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. In seeing him play this past year, Wendell, don't listen. To me, it appeared live, and I've never really noticed this on TV, but live watching him play, it seemed like he would do everything he could not to get hit.
Yeah.
I mean, everything he could do not to get hit, and I don't think he was hardly touched the whole game.
Another Packers fan told me they felt like he was just going through the motions. He knew he was leaving and didn't, so let's see if it rejuvenates his career, brings him new life. This is the guy who went and stayed in a dark room for 4 days to see if he's going to keep playing. I don't know what they're paying him, but I know the Packers are benefiting big time from the draft's coming up this week, and I mean, they can really bolster their team by these draft picks. So we'll see how it goes. But the Jets now have Aaron Rodgers in officially as the QB. Thing I talked about with Tanner earlier in the show. You don't think it's a big deal? It's a big deal because if you're in Green Bay and you're the hometown favorite, you probably don't get grilled too much by the media. But in New York,
Oh yeah,
they will put you on the rotisserie and grill you. New York and Philadelphia, some of these athletes have said that two of the roughest media towns to play ball for.
absolutely.
So I don't know how he'll handle that because if he comes out of the gate not doing so hot, starts getting quizzed and questioned by the media, and we're talking these press conferences, they're relentless. We'll see. I don't know what they did in Green Bay. They may did up there too, but I'm thinking he was the hometown guy, and
Yeah, Green Bay's a small town. I mean, it's the smallest market for a major sports team in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What is Green Bay?
it's about the size of Johnson City,
Oh, really?
population wise. Yeah, maybe even less. It's not big at all, but it's a very nice place.
Yeah.
Very nice place. I enjoyed my time there. I've got tons of pictures that I could show you.
Let's see what it says here.
Yeah, but it's not.
What is the population of Green Bay, Wisconsin?
In 2021, the population of Green Bay was 100.
Okay, it's bigger than I thought.
107,000. It's bigger.
Okay, that's bigger than I thought.
It's-
Johnson City's like around close to 70.
Yeah.
So
So you pick up another 30,000. So it's
Yeah.
probably put almost Johnson City and Bristol together, probably.
Maybe.
Close to it, somewhere through there. So it's 107 is the attendance, but still, that's compared to New York.
that's nothing.
It's like Hooterville.
There's a street in New York with more people on it than that. I'll guarantee you that. Guarantee it.
I love it. We're live here at Cannon Furniture. Adrian joins us coming up here in a minute. Talk more about they've been to market over in the High Point, and they've seen a lot of new furniture and a lot of new trends, and they're bringing it back here for your shopping convenience. So you can find it out on the web and also on Facebook at Cannon's Home Furnishing. So are you ready for your gift? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, okay, you asked a question earlier that I want to talk about real quickly.
Okay.
You talked about how the A's beat the Angels. They did it with two guys. I was checking out one of them's first name because I want to make sure I get it right. I think it's Brent.
Freddie Fender.
Freddie Fender?
Yeah.
Brent, yeah, I was right. Brent Rooker and Jesus Aguilar hit back-to-back home runs
For the A's?
For the A's, not once but twice in that game last night.
Yeah.
So they did it in the first inning and again in the third inning.
Anaheim's ballpark is beautiful. It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
They played it last. I mean, and they all look good the way they've got the grass cut in the different directions.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
the
a
trees
really out
there in the outfield and the
Yeah.
rocks and everything. Yeah, it's
Pretty
beautiful.
park.
It is beautiful.
on my bucket list. I'd love to go watch them, but that's way out there, and so probably won't. Maybe try and get to
Yeah.
Camden Yards this summer. Watch the Orioles too.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
yeah, it's a good ballpark. I've been
Is
there
it?
once. Yeah, and got to see the Orioles beat the Red Sox there. Got to see Big Papi hit a home run there.
Mhm.
So it's pretty cool.
All right, here we go.
All right.
He's a big Reds fan, huge Reds fan. I used to be, and not anymore. So, I mean, it just
How do you stop being a fan of your
I mean,
team?
I'm a fan, but it's like, they've mismanaged it. They don't spend any
I
money on these
know,
guys.
I
It's like, they're taking. It's like water. They're taking the path of least resistance. We should call them the H2O Reds because they don't do anything to help them.
Yeah.
And almost every night, because I've done this, almost every night you go back and watch the highlights package. You watch somebody could be Johnny Cueto, could be Adam Duvall. It's a former Red on another team that's done something good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if they kept, and I realized
Last night it was Sonny Gray.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and I understand the timeline. They can't all still be on the same team at the same time.
Sure.
It's been over a number of years. But point being, they let all these guys go and they go back and they go to these other teams and they flourish. And so I'm thinking, why do you just pay the money and keep them? But they're trying to fire sale everybody up there, and they'll start unloading. They'll unload Votto before it's over with. You wait and see.
At this point, I don't know if he may be done.
Yeah. So
He said he made the comment himself. If he can't come back and play competitive like he knows
He's
he
done.
can, he is going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last year of his contract. I mean, there's an option year for next year.
Yeah.
But he's 39.
Mm-hmm. So that's my point. The Reds. I was a huge fan of the Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
Tony Perez and those guys. I mean, I loved them. I even loved the '90 team. I loved them up and about.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at some of the players. I mean, it's been probably in the last 5 or 6, 7 years. I said, and I know this sounds goofy, but I'm a big broadcasting guy. Obviously, that's what I do for a living. So when Marty Brennaman retired, I just kind of lost interest because I would listen at night. I used to go out in my car and sit in the car.
Yeah.
Late night games because I get 700 out in the yard. Couldn't get it inside the house.
Yeah.
And sit in my car and listen to Marty. He's the greatest ever, in my opinion. A play-by-play guy, the Reds announcer. He's now retired. But I would sit out there and listen to the Reds, and they were not very good then either, but just because of him and Joe Nuxall.
Yeah.
So I've lost interest when Nuxie died and Marty's retired. So that's kind of taken the edge off for me. But just be competitive. I mean, look at the standing. What are they already?
Yeah,
We're 23 games into the season, and they are 8-15.
Yeah.
1-9 on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, you wonder why I don't like them. So now, am I a fair weather jumped on the Orioles? I sat here this year and told you, did I not?
You did.
Out of the blue, I said, I think I may just follow the Orioles this year because of Buck Showalter, and he's not even there as the manager. He's with the Rangers.
No, that's Bruce Bochy.
He's got a blue hat on. Where's the blue hat? Showalter is
at the Mets.
He's Mets.
Yeah.
And he had a blue hat.
Yeah.
I'm a simple dude. Blue hat. Yeah, he's a Mets manager now. But I liked him because of the Orioles back then. because of Showalter. He's not even there now, and so I don't know. Besides this guy today, Cano, I couldn't tell you one player on the team. I have no clue. I don't study him. I just go, okay, they won. That's good. I mean, am I into them? I would really like to see the Angels win. I like Trout and Ohtani and Taylor Ward and what was the guy you said?
Oh, Brandon Drury.
Drury. Yeah. So I'd like to see them do it.
Anthony Rendon's playing decent this year again, so that's good for the Angels as well. So.
I just like to see Trout and Ohtani do something. They're so good individuals. I just like to see them on a team concept. Their team do good.
So this is it for Ohtani. If they're going to either have to sign him or something this year, and I have a feeling if they don't make it to the playoffs, he walks.
Yeah.
I think that'll be
I would think so.
Yeah.
Because he wants to ring. They all want to ring. That's why they're out there.
Absolutely.
So
I think that's what he's going to do. And but yeah, I mean, but the Orioles have some great players. You know, Cedric Mullins is their center fielder.
Oh yeah.
Austin Hayes, Brian Mountcastle, Atlee Rutschman is.
I remember that. He's a catcher.
He's a catcher.
Got that funny last night.
Yeah, I made the comment to you a couple of weeks ago that he reminds me a little of Johnny Bench.
Yeah. So he's a big Reds fan. So now you know why I don't like the Reds, because they're not being competitive. I mean, even if you get your brains beat out, and I can if you're out there busting it and you're giving me 120% and you're doing all you can to make your ball club a good ball club, I'm talking about the Reds management, you got me. I'll ride with you. But you start doing these Heckle and Jekyll moves and dumping these guys, I'm not interested. So life's too short. Yeah. So anyway, she and I were at an antique store over the weekend. I said, babe, I'm going to get him this book. Who? I said, Greg. She said, oh. So you want to close your eyes? You want to do this?
I'll close my eyes.
All right, here we go. So this is and I started looking at it last night. I thought, do I really want to give him this? I've been Indian giver. But here it is. You can open your eyes. Here it is.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
There
Greg
you go.
Rhodes. He is the guy that runs the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum.
Yep. So there you go. It is a book on Crosley Field.
Thank you. Which
is the forerunner to Riverfront Stadium, which is the forerunner to Great American Ballpark. It was the original home of the Cincinnati Reds back in the day, and so they talk about their play-by-play guy, Wade Hoyt, and I read some of that.
Yeah.
And so.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Crosley Field. Let me show him the book.
I will be reading that.
The Illustrated History of a Classic Ballpark, Crosley Field in Cincinnati. I saw this in the bookstore, and I told Mandy, I'm going to get this from my buddy.
Yeah.
$24.95. Wow. What I pay for it? I didn't pay $24. I paid $5.95. There you go.
There you go. What
savings.
What a deal.
What a deal. Where's my?
That's fantastic.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're good. So see, Ev, I like your son. I'm out. Where's my dinger?
Yeah,
there it is.
I will be reading this. The introduction of the book was by Joe Nuxhall. Did you see that?
Yep. Oh, I scanned it. I perused it last night. I thought, do I really want to give this to him? So, because you didn't know you were getting it. And I
did not. Thank you.
So,
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
But let me ask you this. So since we're on the Reds, let me ask you this. So I got to meet their radio play-by-play guy now. His name's Tommy Thrall.
Thrall.
Have you listened to Tommy Thrall at all?
No.
Okay, you need to give him a chance.
Nah.
You need to give him a chance. He's a young guy. I have a feeling, Tom, if he sticks around in Cincinnati, maybe after you and I are both dead and gone, people are going to be talking about him like we talk about Marty.
Yeah,
I really do. I think the guy's really good. Give him a chance. Listen to him call at least one game. Tell me what you think.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know any play-by-play guys now in Major League Baseball. None of them. I mean, I'm doing my games all the time, the Cyclones. I never have time to listen.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you one play-by-play announcer for any of the – I used to know all of them. So, but Mel Allen, the Yankees, and Milo Hamilton for the Pirates. And
Red Barber.
Red Barber. What was the guy who did the Detroit Tigers? He's a big Christian. Don't put me down this road. Good grief. I can see him, wore glasses. But anyway, of course, Vin Scully. The late Dodgers.
The best.
Oh, yeah. He was the best. But
you
could close – when Vin Scully was calling a game, you could close your eyes. You, honest to gosh, thought you were there.
Yeah.
I mean, he described the trees and the breeze and the smell of the hot dogs and
he did.
And the what do you call them, the barkers down in the stands?
Yeah.
Popcorn, hot dogs. He would describe it. You think, gosh, the guy's walking up to me getting ready to sell me something. He was that descriptive. It was really good. He was really good.
But he was so unique because, if you listen to a game now, it's two guys talking to each other about the game.
Mm-hmm.
He talked to the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what he wanted to do. They put him in a booth with other guys from time to time. But Vin wanted to call the game by himself. He wanted to talk to his audience,
Yeah.
and I think that's what made him so good.
Yeah. You know who else likes to do that? I always feel, particularly baseball. I just like, I don't know, I just do it by myself.
Uh-huh.
So, and I probably miss a lot because it's not an extra set of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, not because of being Scully, but it's just, he would. You would think he was talking to, who was I telling this the other day? I was telling somebody, was getting ready to get into announcing. And when I'm going on a big rabbit trail, but this is pretty cool. It's back in my background. But the guy told me, an old timer, if you will, he's long gone. And I was a young pup just getting into the broadcasting business, and he said, here's what I want you to do. He said, don't talk at him, talk to him.
Right.
And this is what he told me to do, and I did it. When I was in college, just got into doing radio. This is back when I had a show, not sports, but he said, take a picture in the studio, take a picture of your girlfriend or whoever you want to talk to, and set it right over on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and talk to her.
Yeah.
Or talk to them. Take a picture of your dad, whoever you want to talk to, on the other side of the microphone. Nobody can see it in the studio, and talk to them.
That's cool.
When you call a ball game,
Mm-hmm.
so it's another cool thing. I went down and I called John Ward back in the day, back when I was first getting into this, and I
Wow.
said, out of the blue, I said, look, I'm a nobody. I'm a rookie. He said, you're not a rookie. You're not a nobody. How can I help you, son? I said, can I come down and watch you work? You're the best.
Yeah.
So I got to go down and watch. It was the year Tony Robinson was the big quarterback down at UT, and did an orange-white game. And so I went down and stood behind him in the orange-white game, watched him work it. Unbelievable how good this guy was. And so he told me the same thing. And here's the thing about John Ward. I don't know how I got on all this, but he had a little sand hourglass.
Yeah.
He
3
was
minutes probably.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 minutes. He had it up on the counter.
Uh-huh.
John Ward said, every time when you flip it, give the score.
Yeah.
Give the time, give the score. And I thought that was really neat. But he always said, he did the same thing. He said, talk to the person on the other side. Pretend there's somebody on the other side.
Yeah.
And he even said, I think he even told me to get a picture if you want to.
Yeah.
He said, and here's the thing when we're doing play-by-play, and it's really cool and it's true if you think about it. He said, you run the risk all the time. You have two sets of people watching a ball game. You have grandma out there, and I'm not being sexist and putting down grandmas, but grandma wants to know who's got the ball and what's the score and how much time's on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she wants that. Now, the other person over here, it could be a male or female, she wants to know whether it's a 43 defense, talking about football, or whether it's, they're running a three-man front, where's the outside linebacker, is he where he's supposed to be? So they want that.
Yeah.
And the other people just want the basics, and so you have to not talk over the basics head, but not under talk the person who really wants to know a little bit more about what's the plays and the strategy and all that.
Yeah.
So
That's a challenge.
yeah,
That's the challenge of preaching too.
yeah, there you go. So
So
it's a good point.
absolutely.
So anyway, got off on a rabbit trail, but it was interesting to go hang out with John Ward. He was,
Yeah.
and he had a towel around his neck. He always had a towel, and had a Luden's cough drop, a honey lemon Luden's cough drop, up on the counter, on a little paper plate, and he would take it out and for his voice and put it back in there. And then in between plays, of course, it was an orange-white game, and I'm standing in the back of the room watching. But in between plays, they run through all these people that wanted to meet John Ward. So he'd say, second down and 12, clock at 4:14. He'd get up and say, hey, Greg Sally, how you doing? Hey, Tom,
Wow.
and go back and call the next play. It was incredible. I'm thinking, I'm up there going, I'm like, what about? So I'm like, wow, this guy was the deal.
Wow.
Here's the other cool story about John Ward. So that's when I was on the Bucks on the radio. We went down and played them on New Year's Eve, and nobody was there. It was Christmas break. Nobody was in town. So I go down to Thompson Bowling, and the visitors' press box had back then we was using phone lines, had all these phone jacks.
Mm-hmm.
So there must have been 10 phone jacks underneath this counter.
Yeah.
Well, Goober here, I don't know which one's mine. I don't know which one's live, and there's nobody around because everybody's on Christmas break.
Yeah.
So I walk in next door and said, Mr. Ward, and of course he remembered me. I said, I don't know which one of these lines are live. He said, let's see. So he goes over in my radio broadcast booth. This is John Ward. He said, hand me the phone line. And he's up underneath the counter, and he's going, you got a dial tone, you got a dial. And he went down through one by one. I'm thinking, John Ward's down on his hands and knees helping me get a live phone line. I thought, how many guys would do that? Most guys on the ego kick, and they would never get down on their hands and knees to help somebody.
Yeah.
I've never forgot that.
Wow.
So, anyway, so John Ward, in my opinion, was the best, and Marty Brenneman was the
Yeah,
Reds announcer.
I-
How in the world did we get on this trail?
I don't know, but I agree. I
Yeah.
think,
John Ward, man, he could call it.
he was great.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Give
he
him
got paid.
6.
Huh?
Give him 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said all the time. Give him 6.
Got paid $1 a game
Yeah.
from UT. Of course, he made all his money from his sponsors, but I think it's how it worked. But anyway,
He was a lawyer too, wasn't he?
and he was the cool thing about it, and the day I sat there and talked to him, he said, "You like flowers?" I said, "Yeah, I do like flowers, matter of fact." And he was a big rose guy. He had all these
Really?
different
Huh.
species, I guess, types of roses. I don't know, but he had these elaborate rose gardens at his house, and he'd
Yeah.
say, "Do you have the? I have the John F. Kennedy rose, and I have this rose," and I'm thinking, that's pretty
Wow.
cool. So things you learn about people. Anyway, how'd I
Yeah.
get on that? Anyway, you said what? Give Tommy Thrall a chance.
Yeah,
So,
I got a picture of him if you want to see him. There he is in the middle.
middle guy.
Middle guy. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And of course, I'm standing beside the cowboy.
Jeff Brantley.
Jeff Brantley.
Yep.
So,
Oh, that's you on the right.
yeah, that's me on the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I guess they won't probably
Yeah.
want to see this. I guess it's okay. So there it is. The guy in the middle with no tie on. I mean, the guy with the collared shirt. That's Tommy Thrall, the boys of the Reds.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
cool. Yep. So anyway, I don't know one play-by-play announcer right now. I mean, I guess I should go back and look, but there's
Yeah.
nobody jumps out at me as far as the Cubs or anybody. I don't even know who the Braves radio guys are. They're all, back in the day, had Skip Carey and those
Yeah,
guys.
I
They're
can't tell
gone.
you right
So,
now either.
but anyway, we're going down the trail here. So, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Happy trails to you. So we get a chance to talk play-by-play. But yeah, Vin Scully would make you think
Yes.
you're sitting at Dodger Stadium. There's a cool breeze blowing across the field, and the trees are in the background, and you could smell the smell of the hot dogs are wafting up into the press box, and
Yeah.
and you're just like, okay, there you go, we're there. So
Yeah.
painting the picture.
Yeah.
So, well, you got your book.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much.
I got Adrian getting ready to come on here. Gosh, we only got 10 minutes. Is that 12:50? We only got 10.
my.
We only got 10 minutes left of the show.
It doesn't seem like I've been on here 45 minutes.
Been in here 45 minutes.
At least.
Wow.
If not 50.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. Time flies. You're having fun talking about just a couple of good old boys. And people tell me they like this all the time about this show. I mean, because I get on and just go off on some tangent. So,
Yeah.
and today it's
Yeah.
play-by-play radio announcers.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Yeah, my mom loves your West Virginia stories. That's her thing.
Oh, does she?
Oh, you start telling West Virginia stories, and she could listen to you all day.
yeah. So,
And of course, I like to hear you talk about like Green Acres and stuff like that.
yeah.
So
Back of the TV show?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Mr. Douglas, have I got a deal for you? I'll tell you, the same place I bought your book, I showed her, I said, look what I got. I mean, I go to these antique, you never know what you're going to see in these places.
yeah, you don't.
It's almost like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And what I found was a DVD of all the outtakes of the Carol Burnett show, which I love Carol
Oh,
Burnett.
the outtakes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called. But it's like 3 or 4, and I haven't had a chance to. Cause I'm going to get home till late last night because of the game, so I'm going to try and watch some tonight. But it's the outtakes of her and Harvey Korman and Tim Conway
Yeah.
and the Carol Burnett show, which I love the Carol Burnett show because they're so goofy.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for them. Harvey Korman couldn't keep a straight face.
He could. He
No.
laughed at Tim Conway
all the time. And he tried to be serious, and of course Conway knew it, and
Yeah.
he pushed those buttons.
Oh,
and
he would.
He'd be
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the dentist one where he?
Oh yeah, where he numbs his
Where
hands.
he numbs
and
his
stuff.
hands.
He's trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Harvey
hilarious.
Korman's got a bad tooth, and so Tim Conway, just out of dental school, and he says, "Wow," and he goes, and he hits his hand,
Uh-oh.
and he goes like this, and he's doing this. His hands numb, he can't. And Harvey Korman's in the chair going. He's trying to keep a straight face. So anyway, that's on there, and then. She remembered the Gone with the Wind where she took the curtain rod,
Yes.
stole the making a spoof on Gone with the Wind. Carol Burnett
Yeah.
took the curtain rod, put it across her back, and
Yeah,
and just put the whole curtain on. See, it's still funny.
I know. I
That's
remember
25,
that.
30 years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still funny stuff.
It
You don't have to get on and be. You don't have to cuss and be gross and be perverse. You can be funny and not do any of that stuff.
Absolutely.
So Carol Burnett, I got that the other day for a DVD for like $8, and I'm thinking, wow. But you go into these, you never know what you're going to see.
No, you don't.
It's a true scavenger hunt. And I saw a Johnny Unitas football card. I should have bought it. It's like $8. You know, and I'm thinking Johnny Unitas football card,
Yeah.
probably worth something, isn't it? More than
Yeah,
$8.
probably so.
So I thought, maybe I know where it's at. Maybe go back up there and get it.
It's
but
in decent shape, absolutely.
it was in a plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
So I have all these ball cards at the house. I have no clue what they're worth. So
I need to come visit you.
yeah, I got a Pete Rose baseball signed 42. What was it? 42.
42.56.
42.56. Pete Rose. So
Yeah.
I have no clue what's worth. Is it worth something?
Yeah, it's worth something. Of course,
Yeah.
Pete has signed a lot of autographs
Yeah.
through the years, so so the volume kind of
Yeah.
distracts from the value just a little bit. But yeah, it's Pete Rose autograph. It's worth something.
Found a Sports Illustrated this morning looking for something else. I have all this stuff in my house, and a 1981 article about Pete Rose getting ready to beat Ty Cobb's record. It's got a picture in the front of Sports Illustrated, 81. Another picture of Larry Bird, another Sports Illustrated Larry Bird, 1981.
Wow.
Is that worth something, you think?
Probably, yeah.
Still in a plastic sleeve?
Yeah.
Yeah. But see,
think so.
where would you go to find out what's – and see, my luck, I'd walk in, old boy would say, yeah, it's worth about 25 cents. And I'd sell it to him. It's like worth $800.
Yeah.
That'd be my luck.
Yeah.
Somebody
jip you.
Oh, yeah. Jip me. I ain't heard that word in a long time. Jip you. Yeah. My mama used to say, they may just hoodoo you. They could hoodoo you. So I'd walk in and go, how much is that worth? Oh, that's 1981. I would probably ain't worth about $2.
Yeah.
In the back of his mind going, good, it's worth $400. Take it. So, I told you the story about the Beatles lunchbox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guy said, ain't worth plug nickel. And I'm thinking, I just got hoodooed, or as you said, gypped, bigger than life.
Yeah.
So, oh, well. Now I got heartburn because I know for sure. Hello, Adam Buckles. Ben Ingram, Braves radio play-by-play guy. See? I don't even know that. So,
okay.
Thank you, Mr. Buckles. Now, there's a good guy right there, Adam Buckles.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's a basketball official. Those guys get crap all the time. It's so unwarranted. The officials and where I saw the fight last night was at the minor league is the Phillies and the Twins, maybe. Two of them, they're out there. It's like a brawl, And all these games they got to stop because the officiating is awful, and so they say, it's really easy. Like, here's my favorite: the umpires, baseball. You're behind home plate, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And they just dog you. And these people are. It's so unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've had a couple of games here where we only had one umpire.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and these yahoos up in the stands are giving them crap, and I'm thinking, dude, this guy can just walk. He ain't getting paid much.
Yeah.
He can just walk off and go, see ya, I'm going to the house. They'll have nobody.
Yeah.
He's doing the best he can do.
Right.
As a one umpire, because we have an umpire shortage, an official shortage. Anyway, Adam's watching. I think the world of that guy, and so saw him the other night at the Hampton basketball celebration. Didn't get a chance to talk to him, but it's easy to sit up in the stands and say, this guy's terrible, or and I think the ones that, from what I don't watch much NBA, but it sounds like every time these guys call a foul, they get dog cussed. They get the F-bomb drop. It sound. I hear them, and you can read their lips. I'm thinking, and so they go through a lot for what they
do.
So
they do.
And umpiring and officiating and football's a little different. You're out there away from everybody. You still hear it. But basketball, you're there in a home plate umpire. God bless him, he's right there.
Yeah.
And they get chewed on, and I'm thinking, you're awful. These people, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's almost got me to the point I'm going to stop calling games. It's like last night there was one, drives me nuts because it ain't right.
Yeah.
They're doing the best they can do. They don't go out there and go, you know what? I'm going to put I'm going to gyp Greg Salyer's team tonight. I don't like Greg. I'm going to gyp them. They don't do that.
Yeah.
They give you the best they can give you.
Yeah.
And they're humans. So.
Yeah.
Get me back down off the ledge. I'm on the ledge. Get me back down. I have no tolerance for people who berate officials. None.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
It's
or even boo the other team.
Yeah.
I won't do that.
No.
Yeah.
They're trying. Here's my favorite part. I'm going to be done with this. Go out to a little kids game. We're talking 7, 8. You got parents trashing these other kids.
I know.
I'm thinking, they're kids, for God's sakes. Let them be kids. It's not the end of the world if we get beat.
Yeah.
You get a little trophy or a big trophy. It'll gather dust. It's okay. Life moves on. So.
Oh, yeah. My daughters came across my basketball trophies one time. And they said, what is this? We've never heard about this. And I said, I used to play basketball.
Yeah.
And I was on a team that was pretty good a couple years.
Yeah.
And we won. So
There you go.
But yeah, there's somewhere in the closet at Mom's house, and I don't.
What
care.
last are the memories and the relationships.
Yeah.
Not the trophies.
Right.
Last story, I'm going to put this all in perspective. I got a buddy of mine back up home, big West Virginia Mountaineer fan. He could have told you Greg Sawyer. He would tell you Greg Sawyer was a starting tailback, and in 2014 against the Pitt Panthers, he rushed for 24 yards. He had a 24-yard touchdown with 3 minutes to go. I mean, he knew all this stuff. I mean, he was like, you want to get buried in a West Virginia Mountaineer casket. Blue casket with WV on top of it. I mean, this
Wow.
guy is rabid, nuts, over the top. He proudly would tell me he had destroyed 3 or 4 remotes, but thrown them at the wall because the Mountaineers did bad. He would throw them. He's got prostate cancer now. He got it. He got diagnosed with it back in the fall, and so I asked him about Bobby. Yeah, that guy. What's the name of the coach? Bobby Huggins, basketball coach, or Bob Huggins, Western Mountaineers. How'd your Mountaineer basketball team? He watched the first game.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hill of beans. He's trying to beat and go through treatments, and they put the seeds in him for the prostate cancer, and all of a sudden everything he thought was important doesn't mean a hill of beans.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to look at.
Yeah.
If we're just passing through. I was listening to a sermon last night by Charles Stanley on the rapture, and when we figure out that we're just here and we're gone, you know this, you're a pastor, and we're gone, we're just here for a little while. The book says we're a hand vapor for a little while, we're here and we're gone. None of this is going to matter. And so for these people to go nuts over a ball game,
Yeah.
and especially kids, little kids, these people scream, go nuts. Half these kids don't know who they are, you know? I mean, I don't know who I am half
What
the
sport
time.
am I playing?
Yeah, I mean, they're out there, you know, they're just running around. I mean, they're kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids. They're just out there trying to enjoy life. We put too much pressure on them.
Yeah.
Let them have fun. Let them be a kid. Because soon enough, they got to grow up, have jobs and pressure and trying to get along with their wives and their husbands and relationships and all the stress you have as a grown up. Let them be kids, for crying out loud. So, how'd you get me on this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Am I
but
philosophizing?
I'm sure I did it. You are
Yeah.
philosophizing.
Yeah, well, it's true. I've been doing this for a long time, these ball games, and I hear these people berate these kids. I just don't get it. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, I know they get caught up in the moment. They want their kid to do good. I want my kids to do good too, but at the end of the day, it don't matter. It's a game.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm done. It's like,
All right. Thank you for the book.
thank you for the book and my philosophizing. So, people out there going, "What's he drank this morning? What's wrong with this guy?" But anyway, so it is what it is. But that's one thing why I like doing high school sports, because these kids play for the purity of the game. 99% of these kids are not going to go into college and play. Some will, but with transfer portals getting tougher and tougher, the kids get scholarships. So a lot of them are doing it for the love of the game. And so every time they walk out, last night was, in my mind, the 7th game of the World Series is a big deal. You don't think so? When we had that walk-off, bases loaded walk for Elizabethton, 6-5 in 8 innings, they ran down and hugged each other. You thought they'd won the World Series.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it's high school sports.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So, and we should take it as such. Give them 120% because they're giving 120%. But when it's over, leave it on the field.
Yep.
Love on them and go home.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm looking forward to going home and watching Harvey Korman and Tim Conway
I'll
tonight.
bet you are.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am. And thanks for the memories. When that was the song she used to sing,
Yeah.
Carol
yeah.
Burnett.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
No, that was Bob Hope.
Bob Hope. No, she said
She sang,
she'd tug her ear.
yeah, and do that Tarzan yell.
Yeah.
I-
I'm
She
so
has-
glad we got to have this time together.
yeah. That
Something
song.
like
yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to share a laugh or two.
Yeah.
And then she said something else. She says, "Good night," and then
Tag on her ear.
and Red Skelton used to go, "Good night and may God bless." Remember
Yeah,
that, Red
yeah,
Skelton?
yeah.
Another funny guy, clean humor.
Yeah.
All right.
I got some of his DVDs.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Red, Clem Clinton Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess I need to get her back on here. Where's Mrs.
Yeah, it's
Cannon?
time.
She needs to come. There's Sue. Hi, Sue. Bye, Sue. Sue's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. My little buddy Sue. All right. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. We'll
Yeah.
have to do something other than Wednesday again, but yes.
All right. We'll make a spot for you.
All right.
We'll make it happen. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for Cannon Dental. So, right back after this, people out there going, "What's wrong with him? He's been all over the road today." It's just a couple of
That's
good
okay.
couple of good old boys. They're just a couple of schmucks just talking, and I'm a
Yeah.
schmuck. He's Greg. We'll be right back after this. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your book.
I will. Thank you.
Yep.
So I'm Dr. Beth Cannon of Cannon Family Dental. We do a little bit of everything, cosmetic dentistry, general dentistry. We see all ages of patients. I like that patients are comfortable with bringing their family here. With smaller children, they're some of my favorite patients to see. We always try to make that first visit super happy, where they get to come in, sit in the chair, see how they get pictures of their teeth and get their teeth brushed with a little silly brush. There's multiple families that have been with me since the beginning, and their kids were, my kids' age, like 7, 8 years old, and now they're grown up driving. They drive to their own appointments and make their own appointments, which is wonderful, and getting to see the kids and grow up with them. It's great to be a part of that. So if any of you are looking for a new dentist, we would love to have you join our family. Definitely give us a call if you'd like to come in.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well, so there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
At Carter County Bank, it's our job to help you focus on the happy moments and check off the things on your to-do list to make them happen. We're here along the way so you can pull off the happiest moments in life. Carter County Bank, in the business of happiness.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show, Adrian Duggar joins us from right here at Cannon's Furniture. So you were telling me you're watching the NBA. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's anybody's game, really. There's a lot of trades there before the playoffs started, so it's just see how they shake out and, which teams put it together right now.
Who do you follow?
I really just kind of I like watching the younger teams, more than anything.
So LeBron did it again last night, so he's telling everybody he's still the greatest of all time, and he did it last night. He did a 20-20, and they beat the Grizzlies, and so he's telling us again how good he is, and that don't do anything for me. I don't know about you, but
right. I don't know. He's definitely great. He's good. Greatest ever. I don't know.
Yeah. So, well, my father always told me, he beat into our head, don't tell me how good you are, show me. If you're any good, nobody will know it, but he tells everybody he's the greatest of all time, so anyway. But
right.
That's one storyline. I guess the 76ers, they're sitting, they swept, and so they've got a little downtime.
Right.
Yeah. They have the horses to win it, do you think?
I think so. I think I think it's wide open for everybody. I think that they've got one of the more dominant players, though, and I think that's that's a key to victory, is having somebody that's best at his position. And I think that Embiid's probably one of the top post players in the NBA.
The big man.
Yeah.
So you take Kyrie Irving, goes to the Mavericks.
Right.
It's a bust, at least has been to this point. But you have James Harden. They move him over to Philadelphia, and all of a sudden that may have been the missing piece because they complement each other pretty well. So, Irving's been a dud in Dallas, or they're out, so he was a dud. But Harden, am I right? He's producing for Philadelphia.
Right. I mean, they swept. They're moving on. You just never know, what team chemistry is going to bring. I mean, a lot of times the trade may look good on paper, but once it happens, you don't know. You don't know how everybody's going to gel and vibe with each other.
Yeah. Of course, Adrian works here at Cannon Furniture. You went to High Point with Kristen and Chris and got a chance to see some of the new looks, huh? Some good stuff coming?
A lot of good stuff on the way. A lot of stuff in furniture and also in bedding, I saw. And looks good. The future is bright as far as furniture. It doesn't look like the prices are going up that much either, which is always a good thing to keep stuff affordable for everyone.
Tell me about the bedding. You have a whole room over here. You got brand new lighting. They've really upgraded the bedding portion of Cannon Furniture. Tell me about that.
Right. Yeah, we've got some new stuff in that if you haven't been here in a while. I think one of the main things we got right now is we've brought Bed Gear in, which is an accessory company. A lot of people don't realize, but 20% of your sleep surface is your pillow. So, a lot of times we can give you a better night's sleep with just a pillow and not a mattress too as well. They also do like mattress protectors, sheets, and things like that. If you have a mattress, you likely have bought it within the last 10 years, which means it's under warranty. A protector is definitely something, because if your mattress does get stained, you're going to lose your warranty on it. So a good protector if you don't have one, just to maintain your warranty for the life of it.
So 20% of your sleep is your pillow?
Is your sleep surface, if you look at it. And if you're not, in the correct pillow, we have with Bed Gear, we have a process where we go by the position that you sleep in and by your body size, and we can pretty much hit the pillow that you should be sleeping with.
So tell me about the bedding. What brands you guys stock and carry?
We have Tempur-Pedic, of course, Sealy. We have Beauty Rest. We also have quite a few Ashley options as well. Same with the bases, those same companies. One of the things is we did see some new bases that are on the way from Tempur-Pedic while we were there, and also a new one that's coming from Ashley.
Tempur-Pedic, am I right in saying that they're made over in Duffield, Virginia, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are. All of our mattresses are made in the USA. So.
Amen.
Right.
Hit it. Keep Americans working. But I know Tempur-Pedic is here in Appalachia, made in Duffield, Virginia.
Absolutely.
Virginia.
I've been up there. Have you been up there to the plant before? No, it's real fun. They show how they cut the foam, and they pour different foams to make their pillows too. Show how they do like their hybrids that have foam and springs, and it's just, I got to go up there and see the whole process. And those people take a lot of pride in their work, and you can tell that it's a great company all the way around just by going through there and seeing everybody, all the employees.
So in Duffield, Virginia, which I guess y'all know where it's at, it's on the other side of Gate City. For those of you out of town to watch the show, it's here within probably 40 or 50 miles from here, I guess, or thereabouts, as a crow flies. The bottom line is it's made right here. So you buy Tempur-Pedic, we know you're buying American. In this case, you're buying it from Southwest Virginia because it's made right up the road here from where we are sitting. So, and you're right, most of them are American-made, the bedding.
Right. Tempur-Pedic also owns Sealy. And that's where we went at High Point. Their factory is in High Point, North Carolina, about 3 hours from here. So if you buy Sealy or Tempur-Pedic, you're the farthest. It's only coming from 3 hours to get here. So.
And the Cannons take a lot of pride in trying to get everything they can American-made.
Absolutely. The Cannons, I haven't been here that long, but they're big about Made in USA, and they're also big about our community as well.
They're good peeps.
They are, for sure.
Yeah, And he's off of back surgery. He was here yesterday when I came by, and he's doing well. And that's awesome. The Lord answered the prayer for him. And so Darrell was talking about, Mr. Cannon had pretty extensive back surgery, and he's back. And, he's not 100%, but he's clipping right along, which is great. And so they've been here since the 70s.
Right.
It's a mom-and-pop store. I preach this all the time, and he's preaching it too. Be loyal, buy local, and support the American-made companies best you can. Keep us working. We don't need it from China. And, I don't know, pick a place. Paraguay, I don't know where all the stuff comes in from. But Here, a lot of the bedding is made in America. So that's one portion. Tell me about the Traeger grills, you guys, and the smoker. You sell a lot of those too, don't you?
Yeah, we are. We're looking, right now is just now getting to the season where like a lot of people are starting to come in. We just don't sell the grills. We also sell the pellets. We also sell the spices, the marinades, all your accessories that you'll need as well. So if you already have a pellet grill, you can always come in and find our accessories at a great price too.
Whiskey barrel, turkey blend, brisket blend, pecan. I can't see what's that last one you got up on top of the last one on the left.
Bold blend.
Right beside pecan.
Right, yeah, they call it their bold blend.
Bold blend.
Which you can use for a lot of different things. We've got apple, cherry, hickory too as well.
All the sauces, the rubs, and the pellets are $2 off now. So that's $2 is $2. So it's all right here. Of course, the Traeger grills, as we said earlier in the show, and I'm going to take it with me, they're all $100 off right now. So
Right.
a limited time for the next couple of weeks. And the beauty of these, you put them together.
Absolutely, and
So-
get them delivered, put together.
Yeah.
You know, we're the full service delivery. Also want to let everybody know too that we were talking about bedding and Traegers and furniture, but we've also got some really good rates right now through Synchrony. We have 0% for 12 months, and we also have a 60-month option too if that's something you want to spread it out. So that way, especially the 0 for 12, that's free money, and that'll help
Absolutely.
you make a purchase. Like we were talking about the new stuff that's coming, but we got to make room for that stuff too. So right now is a great time to come in for stuff that we have in stock. 0%, good to go.
0% for 12 months? Wow. Yeah, that's free money.
Yep.
Anyway, 0% interest for 12 months.
If you've had your eye on something, and now's a good time to come in. Like I said, we're trying to make room to get this new stuff that's coming. And if you want the new stuff, you can come in. We've got pictures of it. We can show you. Some of it we can get immediately. Some of it we do have to wait a little bit, but it's just.
Well, you're on the floor every day, so I mean, what are the trends? What are folks? I mean, you just had some folks in here this morning since we've been here, and they were looking at couches. And so, what is there a trend right now? People looking for?
I think that everyone's different. There's of course, everybody's wanting everybody wants something that's comfortable. I think a lot of times people don't think about is we're having to fit it to your size. I'm 6'5". Well, it might be comfortable to me, might not be for someone that's under 6 feet. So that's the main thing. But we've got power recliners, manual recliners, sofas, love seats, a lot of different like tables, dining sets. There's a lot of stuff right now.
As Kristen said, and you know this well too, the customer base geographically, they're in here from all over the place, aren't they?
Absolutely. Those people from this morning from Jonesboro. We get people from Burnsville, North Carolina, Abingdon, Virginia,
Southwest Virginia. Yeah. So
there's we have a long reach. A lot of these people too that are coming a long ways have been here before. I'm shocked is a lot of times like I'll have somebody from way off and I'll go, well, let me get your phone number. They'll already be in our system. So
repeats.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, you've worked in a lot of different places. I guess in closing here, what do you feel like separates, because these awards back here is another one, 2022. They got another 2023 that we're getting ready to put out here, but this is I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Get the glare. Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, Elizabeth and Star Reader's Choice. You got one for the Carter County Readers, the Johnson City Press. Just came out last week in the pullout as the #1 furniture store. So you've been in a lot of different places. What do you feel like separates Cannon's Furniture from everybody else?
I think just the fact that we're mom and pop shop. You can, when you're talking to us, you're actually going to talk to a real person that lives in the area. We're reasonably priced, and I think just the longevity that we've been here should just like speak for itself.
Absolutely.
You're not going to stay in business for as long as they have with outdoing and treating people right.
That's exactly right. You couldn't say it any better. You can't survive in this day and age by treating people crummy.
Right.
And obviously they don't do that because they've been around since the 70s, so the store has. So longevity tells you can trust them, and they're going to, what I know with Mr. Cannon, when I bought my stuff here it'd been a year ago Christmas, it's almost like it's brand new now. In fact, I looked at it yesterday morning. I thought, man, it looks like it's still brand new. I mean, It's just good stuff. And, he said, here's what's going to happen. He said, they're going to be there, I think it was 2 days after I made the purchase.
Right.
He said, they'll be there about 9 o'clock that morning. And they were there like 9:03. Okay, I can give you 3 minutes instead of 3 hours. How many times you bought something out there? And he said, we'll be there, and they give you a window between 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock. We'll be there. Well, people can't sit there all day long.
Right.
So Mr. Cannon said, we'll be there by 9 o'clock. They were there at 9:03. They'll be out of there probably in 90 minutes. And I watched them. They were out of there in 50 minutes, gone. They brought the guys in, took mine out, put the new in. Where do you want to put it? Where do you want to set it up at? And I told them. They put it together, set it up, took everything out. Everything happy? You good? Yep. Perfect. Gone. And then the next day, not because I do the games and all that, because, well, since you're the announcer, they're going to take care of you more than anybody else. No, this is what they do. The next day, Mr. Cannon calls, everything good? Everything fine? I said, yeah, cool. So that's what they do.
And I think too, another thing when we talk about delivery is like, you're letting us come into your home. A lot of people use third-party deliveries. They don't even know the employee that they're sending out there sometimes because
Amen.
it's coming. These guys work here for us. One of our guys has been here for 11 years. So we know them. We know that they're good people, and we're confident to send them into your home.
Yeah, and that's big, folks, in 2023. So social media, how do we find you?
You can go to Facebook. We've got a page on there. We're also on Instagram. Right now, too, if you do go to Facebook, you can see those deals that I'm talking about as far as the things that we're just needing to make room for the new stuff. So it's a lot of really good deals. 0% for 12 months.
Yep.
It's a good time.
Does he not have a cool beard? He's got a cool looking beard. I like his beard. So how long did it take to get to that point?
To this point, probably about 4 months. I can grow this. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Looks good. All right.
All right.
You got a good lunch. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
you. Very much, Tom.
Yep. Adrian Duggar from Cannon's Home Furnishings. They do a wonderful job, and we appreciate them very much, again, being with us here on the show. Let me come here and do want to say thanks to the guys that came. Of course, that was Tanner Cook, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, Greg Salyer, Major League Baseball update. Obviously, Kristen, Mrs. Cannon, was here earlier in the show talking about the Traeger grills and all the new things coming in here. And as he's right, they got to get rid of some of this stuff, move it out of here, so the new can come in from the sale that just went to and purchased from High Point, North Carolina. So at the sale, and the show. So they need to do that, and we're going to be focusing and showcasing on that over the next couple of weeks. They're going to be marking some stuff down to move it out here and get ready for the new stuff to come in. It's pretty exciting, and so commerce continues in downtown Elizabeth and under the umbrella of Cannon's Home Furnishings, and we appreciate them very much. All right, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Our verse of the day, again, we'll give it to you one more time. We always dedicate this show to the man that hung on the cross. You say, it's 1:20. Yeah, it's okay. We're all right. We go till we get done. That's how we do this. And so let's tell you the verse of the day that we're out of here. It is Psalm 68:19. Praise be to the Lord, to God our Savior, who daily bears our burdens. Whew, that's awesome. Praise be to the Lord, to God our Savior, who daily bears our burdens. And that's the verse of the day today on Psalms 68:19. Back tomorrow at Northeast Community Credit Union in behind Elizabethton High School and Jason Witten Way. Until then, we'll tell you as always, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1843 of the Tom Daly Sports Show on this Tuesday, April 25th. Live again today at